I'm trying to get my guy Ace.
What you say, Ace?
Program here. I'm trying to get Ace up here. Come on. Up.
Come on,
Barrett
Ace.
Ace is in the house. Barrett Brooks is here.
Yeah, that's the bar can. Barrett Brooks is here.
Oh my God! It might be one of those days. I got no idea.
Yeah, and Mr. Diddy.
Nobody made Eddie Barkowitz sound more important than Barkan. Eddie B is here.
Right.
Oh man.
So
like, wow.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I mean, there was that cell. You had to stick around and watch no matter what because you thought Eddie Barkowitz was going to drop some heavy bomb, B-52
on Daily News Live.
Yep. Go full Love Shack on you. How about that?
Man, but I tell you what though, man, he's the best. He's the best at making you feel like you're a lot more than what you are, bro.
Well, him and Angelo Cataldi.
Right.
Well, I was thinking that in my head, like, who has a bigger sell? Is it Cataldi for our own on Philly Voice, of course, Kevin Cooney?
Yeah.
Who gets the biggest sell ever on anybody?
I mean, he's like Nobel Peace Prize winning.
Kevin Cooney. I love it. I'm like, wait a second. Have I been underselling Kevin Cooney this whole time? Like, I've been reading bios and setting him up as one of the savviest baseball writers and minds we have in the city. And Cataldi's making me think like, wait, what did I miss?
Right.
Barkan on the other side. We got Barrett Brooks. He sounds like Regis.
That's what I was just thinking.
Maybe that's
Boy, we're on the same page today. Look out.
Problem. Barrett, you better keep up.
That is
man. I'm already strapped up, baby. Strapped up.
Yeah. I've been going since early this morning. We did the podcast this morning at 8 o'clock, and then I did Birds 365. Yep.
Yeah.
920. It went well.
How did the interaction with you and John McMullen about calling him out? Because I'm sure you did, even on their own show, because you have no shame.
Right.
None whatsoever.
Well, he actually brought it up. He actually broached the
he tried to preempt it.
Yeah, he wanted to preempt it, and I told him, I said, I ripped you yesterday, and but I rip and then I move on.
Right.
Yeah. I don't dwell on it.
That moving hand that writes, after it writes, it moves on, man. It's got to go. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Well, Harry subscribes to the old law of Confucius,
which
is to forgive but not forget is to not forgive.
Right.
So Harry forgives, he forgets, he moves on, and you see him a year later. I don't even. Who are you again?
Right.
He'll give you those De Niro squints.
Yeah.
Who are you again? Now he doesn't talk like De Niro; just gives you that little squint. Who are you again? Who are you?
Yeah.
I need a little Havlicek today, man. I need yeah, man.
Well, but I praised Barrett on Birds 365 today.
You did.
What I do?
I praised him for being a hell of a teammate because he passed on the NFL alumni golf outing because we couldn't do the show out there.
Right.
Really?
So, yeah.
And they got all kind of free stuff too, bro. I just want to let you guys know. But hey, my boy dropped off.
What do you mean?
Locked and loaded.
Look at this. Would you get a box?
Yes, sir.
What are they?
Oh, this is a special blend that this company. Yeah, no, it's a company around here that made a special blend. Like this has like, not just the tobacco itself, but also has a hint of lavender in it. Not lavender, but what is it? Vanilla.
Is that a Percocet in it,
dude? You just don't know.
The boss lady be smoking that cigar pretty soon.
Amazing, man. Rocking and rolling.
Hey, what did you say? Huh?
Did you guys see this thing real quick on Philly Voice? Matt Mullen actually had it out here. The headline is what they're saying. Eagles tried to trade up for a cornerback or quarterback before drafting Devontae Smith. Now, we already had that report that came out about Wilson early in the offseason, but Jeremy Fowler says Eagles were eyeing a quarterback or quarterback at ESPN. And I'll read you the quotes here.
I believe it.
In typical fashion, Eagles were all over the map in the hours before the draft. Howie Roseman loves to mix it up with trade talk. He'll go down. He'll go sideways. I do it, Regis. He'll go up. He'll go down and sideways on the pod. I talked to 3 different. Oh, okay, we got time. I talked to 3 different high-ranking execs in the numbers 5 through 15 range who said A, the Eagles were trying to move up, and B, they were eyeing a quarterback, most likely, or possibly a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
There you have.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you this, man. I'm starting to get pissed off now, bro.
Why?
I mean, they really put me to the test. I mean, give this young man a chance. He had bull crap out there with him on the field. He had the worst offensive line in the NFL in front of him, and yet he was still able to go out there and beat the Saints. Now, say what you want to say. Give the young man an opportunity to at least go out there and show you that he can play. He's doing all the right things in the offseason. He's out, politicking and doing whatever he can to gain support of not just this city, but to the players on this team. He's going up and have catches with guys. Come on, man. I'm starting. And I'll finish this after this right here.
Media
Thank you, sir.
In partnership with JAKIB Media.
By the way,
Joey B. heard Yoki. Yep.
Wizards killed me.
Starts now on the Sportsman
Pacers
Radio
did not.
Network.
Presented by Rocket Mortgage. Home loans that fit your life. Rocket can.
From the O'Reilly Auto Parts Studios, here's Eytan Shander, Barrett Brooks, and Harry Mays.
All right, we welcome you in the midday part of the week here on the middle for you. And Harry Mays already been up and running. This is his 3rd appearance at the very least, if not show. And Barrett is already up. He's fixed 1.5 cars since 5:30 in the morning.
He's welded a motor already, I think.
I'm trying to TIG weld. It is really starting to piss me off that I can't just, it takes me a little while, you know what I'm saying, to do the impossible.
TIG weld, yeah.
TIG weld, yeah.
Oh, I thought you said Rod Tidwell. Go ahead.
TIG weld, man. Yeah.
But and it's a lot harder than what I thought, man. It's a lot that goes into it. But hey, I enjoy doing it. It took me a day and a half to learn how to MIG weld. Well, it's probably going on 3 or 4 days learning the arts of TIG welding.
So it's MIG versus TIG.
Yeah, MIG versus TIG.
Wow.
And it's easier to MIG weld. TIG weld gives you a better product, but it's harder. Like to put it in financial terms. If you're a MIG welder, you make some good money. But if you're a TIG welder, multiply it by 3, and that's how much you get paid to be a TIG welder.
Man,
you're going to get paid for all this welding?
Well, I don't have to pay somebody to do it. Like it's almost like it's almost like you pay it's almost like maybe $100 for 6 inches of
that sounded bad. I just want to let you know that this stream is going to go crazy with that.
Is that the street rate, by the way?
Yeah. Right.
Wow.
But yeah, man. But just to put it in terms, people charge a lot to TIG weld, man.
Man, that's inflation. 6 inches costs you $100 now, man.
You're going to the wrong guy, or
wow,
whoever you may be going to.
Back in the day, you could get that for $40.
And a little extra, if you know what I'm saying, Harry.
Exactly right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh man.
Oh boy. Wow. I knew today was going to be special.
Wow.
Hey, look at Muhammad Ali. He understands too. Just $100 for 6 inches.
Yeah.
I mean, that's my rate. That's like a rate that that's an Eagles fan would give me.
Right.
But it's a lot more expensive than that, man. It's very expensive, bro.
So what you're saying is that for all those people out there that want to become broadcasters,
hold on, real quick. We're back in 3 on the network. Go ahead, Aaron.
For all you're giving a public service message for all those younger people that want to become Eytan Shanders and Harry Mazes to go to Votech school and learn how to TIG weld and make yourself a career, and you'll always have a job and you'll make good money.
Go out and be a welder, man.
Yeah.
You can get that money.
You're better off trying to invent something like this.
Nutrigrain bites.
Seriously.
Well, you love the snacks, man. You are a snackaholic.
And create something like this. They make Pop-Tarts in minis now, too.
They do?
Everything's in bites. It's minis. It's small.
Yeah, the only problem with that is then you eat 40 of them.
Well, I mean,
that's the problem.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Absolutely.
See, that's why I go. I forget going with the little. I always go with the economy size, the big size.
Oh yeah, the fun size.
Whatever I do big. You know what I mean? I do big.
I'm
not trying to get that small.
The cheese
stuff,
balls. Oh my god.
You got to go big, man. You know what I'm saying? And this from my it was free from my boys at Hertz. You know what I'm saying? They hooked me up, bro.
That looks
You know,
like as big as the container for my cholesterol medication. Jeez.
Let me see that one more time.
Cheese balls.
No, I know. So this reminds me. Yeah.
See, this is my head. It's bigger than my head, bro.
It is. So, yeah, it is.
But it's a lot of cheese balls.
So there was a rumor, which I could neither confirm nor deny, that JAKIB would have a little trouble staying up on the overnight shift. Right?
Yeah. I heard that too.
Right. So I would produce that shift every now and again with G. He was a fantastic dude. He's
he's great.
Nicest human beings you'll meet. And at one point, he was like, "Man, I'm struggling." Like, just telling me that, right? So we were going back and forth, and I kept coming in the break, trying to talk with him because I was struggling too. I mean, look, I'm not wide awake, fired up at 2:30 in the morning either. So next week, and then for the next 3 or 4 weeks that I worked with him, this dude, I love him for it too. He came in with one of those. It made a Costco-sized bag of popcorn look small. Like, it came up to his waist. This dude played linebacker in the NFL, and it came up to, like, his mid. It was this gigantic child size, and I don't mean, like, for eating a child. I mean the size of, like, a 13-year-old. And, man, he just kept munching and munching. And every break, a couple of pieces at a time just to keep him going, man. It was like he was popping popcorn. It was hilarious.
You got to do whatever it takes to stay up, man.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Whatever
hey, man, I would come in there too and say, "Hey, can I get a little cup here?" Popcorn keep you awake. It's a great little thing, man.
Less filling though.
Life size. So
well, I have a feeling that Eytan's round robin did not go too well last night.
I'm still alive.
You are? Okay, because you got games tonight. The NBA games tonight.
But we crushed it on the first quarter or first half of the Pacers game.
This is The Middle on the SportsMap Radio Network.
Presented by Rocket Mortgage.
Live from the O'Reilly Auto Parts Studios, here's Eytan Shander, Barrett Brooks, and Harry Mays.
So we do know here in Philadelphia who, in fact, the Sixers will be playing. It's going to be one of two teams. Because for some reason, the Washington Wizards, you want to talk about height in the story that I just told. For some reason, the Washington Wizards did not put anybody that was taller than that bag of popcorn JAKIB had on Jason Tatum. And I don't think at any point in the night did he have a hand, not in his face, but like up contesting his hand.
Right.
I don't understand it. Washington refused to put anybody taller on Tatum. He drops 50. That's the play, and that killed me across the board. Made it up because Harry asked on the Pacers. We crushed it. First quarter Pacers, first half total points Pacers, and there was one other that we got in there. First quarter total over because the Pacers scored points.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say it's going to be one of the two. That was it.
Okay. Well, good. At least we're narrowing it down. But I am of the mindset watching that game last night that the Washington Wizards tanked that game. They had no interest in advancing in the playoffs, knowing that they were going nowhere. And Westbrook and Beal combined for 1 for 10 from 3-point range and 7 turnovers. They were both awful. Last night.
Awful.
They didn't care. They didn't want to guard Tatum. Tatum went off, and the Wizards were content to just go home.
You sent that text, man.
Yeah.
And then I really started looking at it, and you could just tell collectively as a unit, man, nobody wanted any parts of them.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody wanted to guard them. And at the end of the day, if you want to be that dude, you want to be that player, you go out there, you stick the guy, you shut him down.
Yeah.
See, I love it because at this point, I know that we'll just blow out the Celtics because they have nothing. They have nothing down low that could stop Embiid. But I really do know that if you put Ben on him, he can shut all that down. So I think that's a cakewalk to get through and beat up on the Celtics, man. I mean, it'll be easy. So we get them at what? We might get them in the second round.
No, it would be a first round.
The first round.
Second round's going to be the Knicks or the Hawks.
Okay,
yeah, most likely the Knicks.
So I mean, it'd be a great stroll through the park playing against the Celtics because they weren't even trying to win in the first half.
Yeah,
they weren't even putting forth an effort.
Yeah,
and they still could, and the Wizards still couldn't pull away from them They had no interest in winning the first half of that game, none whatsoever.
All right, now the Wizards have another chance Thursday night, tomorrow night. They have to win their game in order to make it. I don't think they're going to have any interest.
No.
Oh, and look, Boston right now without Jaylen Brown is not going to beat the Sixers. But what you don't want is all of a sudden Marcus Smart to be able to lock down and take out a Green or Curry to where you don't have those guys even available as far as like scoring. One bad game from Tobias Harris where he's hassled. Now Tatum, Simmons, and Tatum, like that's a thing where you have to win that battle. And
you got too much for them. Too much.
No, I'm saying, look, it's not about beating them in the series. What I'm saying is that you don't want to let a team like this hang around to where you're beating them in 6.
Right,
and the Sixers playing down as we've seen them playing down.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I'm trying to avoid. That's the only thing I'm trying to avoid, Barrett, is in this going to 6. There's not losing to the Boston Celtics, but
no question. No question.
I don't know, man. Like, you got to beat them. And I know this is, but you cannot afford to lose a single second, let alone a game at home, man. Not to this bad Boston team. But if they play down, we've seen it.
I can't see them playing down, especially, the way things are.
Down all year. What do you mean?
Well, this is different. They played all that to do all that to get to the number one seed, and now they're in the playoffs. This is why they did everything to get to this point, to get into the playoffs. Say what you want to say as far as time management with Embiid and whatnot. If everything comes to this point, this is where we're going to see who this Sixers team really is in the playoffs. They feel slighted from the last second shot, 2 years ago. Yeah. Now they're at a point now they're ready to play. They're ready to compete.
And Embiid not getting the MVP, and who knows what happens with Ben Simmons and his personal award pursuits. So Doc Rivers, Coach of the Year, no, he's not going to win that. So maybe they use that as a little bit of an axe to grind.
Oh man,
yes,
come on,
yes.
What
you guys sound like the Simpsons episode where both boxers were dedicating the fight to one of their former trainers who died. And then they get into the fight because they're both going back and forth on the same dedication here. Like, this is a manufactured. They shouldn't need motivation.
Well, I agree. They shouldn't need it, but I'm giving it to them anyway.
Right.
and here's the thing. We've seen the opposite.
And you didn't hate to give it to them either.
No, I did not.
No, we've seen the opposite consistently where they've played down.
Well, it's a difference.
I'm just giving them the benefit that they've earned.
Right.
That's all.
Right. But
you're the eternal optimist.
I have to be.
No,
like
you
I said,
don't.
Yes, I do, man.
Is that in your contract? Is that into the JAKIB Media?
Is that a JAKIB Media thing? Is there a paragraph in the contract that I missed?
Seriously. No, what it is I got to keep you two afloat. I got to equalize everything, man. I have to make sure that the show's not brought down every single week. You know what I'm saying? Because you guys will have people ready to jump off the Walt Whitman Bridge. If they listen to you guys for a minute, but no, seriously, I'm
sounds
talking
like
about
watching too much Latifah.
Yeah,
but man, realistically,
yes,
this is a good Sixers team, regardless of playing down and yada 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 yada. They're at a point right now that I believe that they're going into the playoffs thinking, all right, we're the number one seed, we're the number one team in the East. We're going to start playing like it. We got to perform like it.
Well, they
I don't want to hear all the talk and everything.
They've got a wide open freeway to the Eastern Conference Finals. Okay. Absolutely. And then they got to take care of business and get to the West, the NBA Finals. And I think they will. I really do. I think this is the year they go to I don't know if they win it, but I think they get to the finals.
Right now, their eyes are looking at what's going on in the West because they truly believe that they're going West. They truly believe.
Well, they can't look ahead though. We can.
Yeah, we can. That's what.
Yeah. They
but
can.
This is why you play the game, man. This is to get to this point. There's no more excuses. We're gonna cuss out Embiid. We're gonna cuss out Simmons if they don't make it now. Yes, they have to. They're the number one seed.
We need to send Barrett into that locker, into that dressing room prior to game one, so he can get into Ben Simmons' grill.
I would have them want to eat their young. They'd be chewing on all kind of gunpowder and drinking hot sauce. They'd be
some
ready
of them
to
cheese
rock.
balls in with you.
Yeah, that's it. Start pelting people with cheese balls. I said, down. Get your ass up. If you can't get up for this, then get for this. Start
right.
Put them around.
You talking about regular season?
Yeah.
You're talking about the regular season. We're in the playoffs now. Let's go, man.
Right.
Let's go.
Go in there and pull a Jim Mora.
Bro, I am so
Playoffs.
ready. Yeah, right.
Yeah. But did you see this other thing that came out regarding the Eagles?
Oh, no.
Yeah, because the guys on Birds 365 were diving into this. Pro
Not
Football
the fact that they were trying to
Focus.
trade up for a quarterback or
No. Pro Football Focus put out a list of the 32 quarterbacks and ranked them. Can you guess where Jalen Hurts is in the rankings?
what? This is the National Enquirer, by the way, of football stuff. Why do we keep giving them any type of credibility?
Well, they come out with content.
Not for me. I hate it. I hate them. I hate PFF. I hate it.
I can't hate them because they're a part of the sister company that I'm with, man. But
no, there's nothing wrong with the company or them. Like, I don't hate the people who work there, or I just
Collinsworth owns it, doesn't he?
Yeah, and I don't hate him. I love him, but I hate the idea of PFF. I hate every single second of the idea of PFF.
You got a lot of hate. I know.
Well, because he's 31st on a list, and it makes no sense because of the sample size is ridiculously small, and they put Carson Wentz like in the middle of the list.
Well, they got guys with no sample size ahead of him.
Yeah, they want everybody here to go crazy. Oh my!
There lies the problem. They know we're gonna get fired up. They know we're gonna feed right into it, and I'm right there feeding right into it. I'm
Why?
pissed.
You know what they want from you. Why? They're asking for your money.
I love it. I love
it.
Because that's what makes guys like myself, Jalen Hurts. This what drives you to be the best you can be. You know what I'm saying? I was told, no, you can't play football. You know, you're big, but you got asthma. You can't do this. You can't do that. I love that. 12-year NFL season later, a Super Bowl ring later, and now talking about football, you can't tell me nothing. Right. And that's what Hurts is doing right now. He's in a mindset, okay, then, if everybody is thinking this, I'm going to go out there and ball. Just like you guys said, everywhere he's went, he's had success.
That's what they told me too, Barrett. You're a medical salesperson. Get back in the operating room, you dope. You're not going to talk sports on the radio. What are you, crazy?
Right, exactly. See, look at you. You know what I mean? I mean, this is what
get your scrubs on and go sell something.
Go out there and make $250,000. Instead, you want to come back here and make what?
Yeah, $25.
Yeah, exactly that. $25. Unbelievable, isn't it?
Yep.
But man, realistically, man, this is what you want, man. This is exactly why you do it. This is why you play the game. So all your doubters, he's using. I mean, I bet you he's getting up like I did.
Okay,
just one.
So Sirianni is papering the freaking walls with the PFF rankings. Is that what you're saying in the quarterback room? Is that what he's going to do? As soon as they use that little flick and the key opens and they open the door, there's going to be a sign sitting right there that Jalen Hurts is going to see. Right. Number 31 ranked quarterback. Yeah. That's what he's going to see. Jeffrey Lurie ought to buy a billboard right outside of the NovaCare complex. Exactly. He's going to be so fired up. And as an offensive lineman, you're fired up too, man. He's going to do every little thing he can. He's going to go to every quarterback whispering. He's going to do whatever it takes to become the best quarterback he can be, because at this point, he has nobody on his side. If everybody's doubting him, that's what you want, man. That's the driving force. I can remember, man, when I was playing, it's like my 10th, 11th year in the league. And I would get my butt up at 3 o'clock in the morning and go run 2 miles just because I knew nobody else in my hemisphere was working out for an NFL team, trying to make a team. Because I knew I had to do the little things to make sure that were you listening to Big Daddy Graham overnights when you were doing that run at 3 in the morning? Man,
probably Big Daddy Kane.
Yeah.
Well, back then it was like Ike was back then. You know what I mean? Ike was late.
Ike at night.
He was just starting out.
Yeah, the Ike and Ike show. That was I did a couple of updates on that shift. See, man, so you got to use those type of things, man, well, and I love it.
When I saw this list, or I didn't see it, but when I was told about it, I've since seen it. But my first question to McMullen and Jody Mack was, "Who's 32?" If Jalen Hurts is 31, I got to know who 32 is.
You ain't never lie.
I don't care about number 1, 2, or 3. Give me number 32. It was Drew Lock.
Right.
Drew Lock from Denver.
Right. Yeah. That's right.
Real quick, how did we get on Boston when I told you that they were going to play either Indiana or Washington? Because Ryan Rothstein hit me with a DM to remind. We got off this crazy track here, and it wasn't for me checking this clip that I'm going to play in the break from David Culley, which I'm about to call out as, if not a liar, because I don't want to be held liable here, but if not that, then someone who is misleading the media. We have another example of a professional coach, in this case in Houston, caught red-handed, in my opinion, misleading the media. And this is huge. This is a situation down there in Houston that we need to get to the bottom of, no?
I got a vested interest in Houston.
Yeah.
Yes. And look, I'm not talking about Deshaun Watson. I'm talking about Cully's eating habits.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. We're going to get to that coming up.
Is he a cheese ballman?
No. He is a man who lied, and we're going to need Ron Culver on this too. So we can't do this in the break.
Come on, double in
across the board here. The JAKIB Media YouTube page. See people filing in as you are. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. We want to make sure that you don't miss a show here on the JAKIB Media platform, from Birds 365 to the middle to the NFL show. Across the board, we have content with Gunner and other people popping up for special shows and just throughout the day with clips. You don't want to miss anything. That's why you want to like
and
share,
Rothstein
and most
show.
Importantly, subscribe. Yes, sir.
And Rothstein show.
Yes. Well, I'm saying
yeah.
exactly right. Ryan's show on the JAKIB Media YouTube page as well. So we've got a bunch of stuff up there. We're also here on Sports Map Radio, where we're going to need Ron Culver's help to decipher something coming up, because I smell a rat.
Uh-oh.
Yep. All right, it's the middle. A lot happening here. Brooks, Mays, and Eytan back in 3.
If you missed any of today's show on the JAKIB Media channel, listen to the podcast on your way home. Available on YouTube, Apple, and Spotify. The savoring taste of a good bag of beef jerky is so enjoyable at any time of the day, as long as you can find it. Here's what we suggest. Pure Bull Beef Jerky is our answer, and soon it will be yours. Locally produced in the Philadelphia region, this high-quality, healthy protein snack is easy to secure. Go to steersnacks.com, and you'll see hot garlic, tropical heat, Pure Bull dry rub, and our favorite, Huck and Fod. What's that? Huck and Fod. Go now to steersnacks.com.
In the Wildwoods, our free beaches are spacious and welcoming, with plenty of room to spread out. Your seat will be waiting for you when you're ready to visit. The Wildwoods, creating cherished family memories for generations.
Attention women of South Jersey and the Delaware Valley. Sign up right now with Our Lady NRA instructor Nayara Andrzak, who will teach you gun safety as part of this 3-hour safety class, which is being held at Delaware Valley Sports Center in Philadelphia. For information, drop an email to info@DelawareValleySportsCenter.com. That's info@DelawareValleySportsCenter.com. Learn the fundamentals at Delaware Valley Sports Center. You can't miss.
Are you looking for a place to track your action, purchase picks, and share your sports betting analysis with the gambling community? Check out Book It Sports, a social media platform with an unparalleled experience catered for the sports betting community. On the Book It Sports app, you can track all your NFL, NBA, and college basketball picks while getting real-time updates and injury reports all in one convenient place. Start building your following today and stand out amongst your friends by downloading the Book It Sports app on the Apple and Google Play stores. Let's cash some tickets and put it on Book It.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Union 98, is a proud sponsor of The Labor Show with J. Doc and Krause every Saturday night from 6 to 8 p.m. IBEW Local 98's highly trained and superbly skilled electricians are the best in the business, setting the highest safety standards in the electrical industry. So when you're planning your next industrial, commercial, or residential project, choose an IBEW Local 98 union contractor. Learn more at IBEW98.org.
Yeah, you were talking about Boston, but they're going to play Brooklyn.
No, I'm saying they're going to play. The Sixers are going to play either Indiana or Washington.
Right, Boston's playing Brooklyn.
Right.
Yeah.
We got on a conversation because Harriet mentioned
brought Boston up, right?
No, Harry brought it up because he said that
I said the Wizards tanked.
That they tanked. That's how we got there.
You're listening to The Middle on the Sports Map Radio Network.
Presented by Rocket Mortgage.
Live from the O'Reilly Auto Parts Studios. Here's Eytan Shander, Barrett Brooks, and Harry Mays.
All right. Well, we have a couple of things that happened last night. The two play-in games that, I mean, Indiana, I don't even know how many people watched that game. I get it. You had the ball factor out there. Charlotte has a couple of young kids that are fun to watch, but as we talked about yesterday, they're not a good team. Deep, they have no depth, and they can get pushed around up front.
No
Sabonis is something, man. Like Sabonis is going to be somebody's pain in the ass in the first round, the first actual round of the postseason. I don't know.
It's going to be ours.
Sorry?
I think it's going to be ours.
Yeah, and look, again, same scenario that we talked about with Boston. He's going to be that guy where he's going to make somebody work.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? It's probably going to be Simmons.
Yeah.
Probably, you need somebody. But again, they're not going to win the series. But Sabonis is the difference between, if you don't shut them down, Sabonis is the difference between 5 games and 6 games, and starting to sweat. And now that pressure, as we talked about, the manufactured pump up stuff that you guys were hitting on ahead of time, then you all of a sudden have the doubt creeping in. You can't be at games. There can be no game 6 against the Pacers. I'm sorry. 0.
No, I agree with you.
Bad sign.
I agree.
What do you mean by Sabonis? In what aspect, going against the Sixers? What aspect are you talking about?
Well, he's a really difficult matchup for the Sixers. He's not going to stay down low, and I don't know if I want Embiid moving around and exerting any extra energy
work
on the perimeter. Right. So, looking at where they are, just as far as the matchup is concerned, he's, like I said, he's the guy who can sneak a game. He's the guy that if you don't handle your business against a worse team, he can sneak a game. This is, they got a couple of veterans on this team. They're not going to go. This is not a team that comes in bright-eyed like, oh, my God, we're brand new to the playoffs in the sense, or like Washington, who's going to be gassed even if they win this game and find a way to get in there. I think Indiana just becomes a problem if you let them hang. That's what I'm saying, Barrett, is this should be a 4-5 game closure.
Right.
But Sabonis is good enough where if you let them hang, they could score $150 on anybody in the league.
Well, but the reason why I say why we're thinking that, because we got to stop thinking so shallow-minded about Embiid's ability to also be a defender. He could be easily in the talks of being, the best defender in the league. He thrives on these type of matchups. This is what makes him an MVP candidate. I really believe that he could go out there and play on both sides of the court.
Yeah, and I have no doubt that he's going to show up on both ends of the court. It's some of the other guys that I'm worried about.
Right.
I mean, we need the Tobias Harris that was the Tobias Harris for most of this regular season. He's got to come to play in the playoffs.
Right. And I
because Simmons isn't going to score. I can pretty much put that on the board. Okay, he's not going to be scoring 16, 18 a night. That ain't happening.
Well, here's the thing: do you want Sabonis or Embiid down low? I totally agree with you, but they're going to move Sabonis around a lot, and that's where I think it's going to be a lot for Embiid to move around. I don't have a doubt that he can defend Sabonis, but we've seen Gobert. Like, we've seen a lot of guys who can defend well, and he's a difficult matchup. The point being, though, is that he's not a guy that's going to kill you in win this series or push this series right away. It's just he's the guy that if you don't take care of is going to be the reason why you're sitting there. And look,
why you're playing 6 games instead of 5.
I don't know what the hell's going on with Karis LeVert. It looks like he's going to be out for a little bit, and that's a huge blow.
That's big.
Yes,
that's big.
Taking on the Sixers, because now all of a sudden you can put more focus on Sabonis up front, and if it's shade or even if it's double, you can get away with that because, look, no knock on Aaron Holiday, but he's not Karis LeVert.
Well, see, I think different. I think, a guy like, Brogdon, somebody can light us up, or maybe McDermott. I can't see anybody else going out there and really come on. Now, TJ McConnell's not going to give you 17 a night. No. He's not that player, No. But Brogdon can give you 20. You know what I'm saying? Guys like that. I look at their roster, and I just don't see them having anybody to compete.
TJ Warren's capable.
Well,
he can score. Up.
Yeah.
He's been hurt.
Yeah.
But I mean,
is putting up over 20 a night.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Like Brogdon's just came back. Brogdon's first game back from late April was last night.
Well, that's what I'm saying. And he's an X factor. I don't see anybody necessarily stopping Embiid. Nobody's gonna stop Embiid. We're not gonna get any scorers out of Ben. We know that. But I think we have players now that can go out and give us quality minutes. And those quality minutes are gonna add up. And that's where I think things are different. You got to have a different mindset now from what they can bring to the table. Shake Milton, say what you want to say. Shake Milton can light it up any night if you allow him to, and he has no problem with taking it to the cup.
So
I
see him more
as
in Shake Milton than you are Sabonis
right now. Yeah, because I don't have a problem with Embiid playing on both ends of the court. All that, him being tired, him not being, he's in shape now. We got to stop thinking like he's not. He's in shape. He's ready to play. He plays on both ends of the court. He's liable to rebound it and take it to the cup to 94 feet down away.
I'd like to see them expend as little energy as possible in order to get by this series in 4 to 5 games.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's the point, is that's not going to happen. You're not going to be able to do that against this Pacers team where you can just cruise for a couple of games and look up and be up 3-0.
The best players don't do that. The best players don't worry about expending energy. You look at LeBron. LeBron doesn't, lack any.
LeBron sat half the year. All right, we're backing through. We got a couple of cool guests coming on talking about the NFL.
In the playoffs.
If you missed any of today's show on the JAKIB Media channel, listen to the podcast on your way home. Available on YouTube, Apple, and Spotify. The savoring taste of a good bag of beef jerky is so enjoyable at any time of the day, as long as you can find it. Here's what we suggest. Pure Bull beef jerky is our answer, and soon it will be yours. Locally produced in the Philadelphia region, this high-quality, healthy protein snack is easy to secure. Go to steersnacks.com, and you'll see hot garlic, tropical heat, Pure Bull dry rub, and our favorite, Huck and Fod. What's that? Huck and Fod. Go now to steersnacks.com.
In the Wildwoods, our free beaches are spacious and welcoming with plenty of room to spread out. Your seat will be waiting for you when you're ready to visit. The Wildwoods, creating cherished family memories for generations.
Attention women of South Jersey and the Delaware Valley. Sign up right now with Our Lady NRA instructor Nayara Andrzak, who will teach you gun safety as part of this 3-hour safety class, which is being held at Delaware Valley Sports Center in Philadelphia. For information, drop an email to info@DelawareValleySportsCenter.com. That's info@DelawareValleySportsCenter.com. Learn the fundamentals at Delaware Valley Sports Center. You can't miss.
Are you looking for a place to track your action, purchase picks, and share your sports betting analysis with the gambling community? Check out JAKIB Sports, a social media platform with an unparalleled experience catered for the sports betting community. On the JAKIB Sports app, you can track all your NFL, NBA, and college basketball picks while getting real-time updates and injury reports all in one convenient place. Start building your following today and stand out amongst your friends by downloading the JAKIB Sports app on the Apple and Google Play stores. Let's cash some tickets and put it on JAKIB.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Union 98, is a proud sponsor of The Labor Show with J. Doc and Krause every Saturday night from 6 till 8 p.m. IBEW Local 98's highly trained and superbly skilled electricians are the best in the business, setting the highest safety standards in the electrical industry. So when you're planning your next industrial, commercial, or residential project, choose an IBEW Local 98 union contractor. Learn more at IBEW98.org.
All right. We'll go about 10 with these guys.
What do we got going now?
Jari and Gerald.
Oh, yeah. Now we got to talk about this Asman thing, too.
Yep. We should get Jake on.
With the Chipotle.
He's got to answer for this, man.
Maybe we get Jake on 12:10. Uh-oh. Whatever. Who used to do that? Was it
This
Buffy?
is the middle.
Oh yeah.
Radio
Wait.
Presented by Rocket Mortgage.
Studio, Riley Auto Parts Studio.
Yeah.
Here's Eytan Shander
That's it right there. It is.
and Harry Mays.
The headline is working more than 55 hours a week is killing hundreds of thousands of people each year, according to the data and studies and all the other crap that, we've interviewed 500 people to represent 500 million people on the planet, and this is what we got.
Right.
Shan, you're just scared. That's what it is. You're just scared.
Yeah. I won't have to worry about that.
That's exactly. No, you were right. Look, why do you think I'm trying to get this QVC thing off the ground? 8 minutes a day is all your work.
Is that right?
That's
8
it.
minutes?
8 minutes. 8 minutes. 8 minutes. 8 minutes. Shander, you're on. On.
That's
Yeah,
it?
yes.
Oh, man, I need that gig.
I'm telling you, Harry.
Wow.
I outsmarted the lot right here. You
I'd
guys are
love an
working.
8
You
minute
thought
gig.
you were working hard or smart instead of hard.
Wow.
Nope.
Man, Birds 365 kept me on for way more than 8 minutes today.
Yep.
Oh, they're gonna get it out of you now.
That was
They'll
like a
get it out
Mike
of you.
Gill segment.
Wait a second. How long? You and I,
Yeah.
right? When we were on Birds 365, they were going to maximize that sucker.
Mhm.
But how about overall with Barrett? Like, what's the over-under on how long they kept Barrett?
Oh,
25 and a half minutes. I'd say 28 and a half.
Probably
minutes.
longer.
You'd go
Are you
over?
kidding me?
Yeah, I'd
Bro,
go
I was
over.
on it. I was on at what? 9:20, and I closed the show.
So did I. Today. I was on at 9:20. I was in the green room at like 9:17. They brought me on, and by the time I was done, the show was over.
Right.
Unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah.
Fast that move.
It did move fast.
Yep.
Yeah.
Some good discussion.
You're in,
They keep
you're
it
out.
going.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
that's exactly what you do. You go in, you go out, and that should be the hit. But
I did not bring a brick background.
Oh yeah.
There's a
Were
lot
you
of brick
supposed to?
going on there.
yeah, it's heavy. Well,
Yeah.
it's straight from the bricks, live from the bricks.
Hit the
Right.
bricks.
But I think that was like some sort of flavor unit song or medley, right? Live from the bricks. Brick City is Newark.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
live from the bricks. I don't know. Maybe isn't there somebody else? Like, what about Korn?
One-eyed dude.
What about Korn doing another brick in the wall? That's what they should have.
Wait a second. You're going Korn, another brick in the wall? That's a Pink Floyd song.
Well, yeah, I'm
Screw
saying Korn doing another
Ugh.
brick in the wall.
Korn.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
Joey
Korn.
B, I'm working. I'm sorry. I've got manufacturing content here. What do you think these guys gonna do? I mean, gee whiz, say I gotta kill 2 hours, Joey B. You think these guys are gonna do it?
What's he criticizing you for?
No, I'm not putting up enough stream posts on here.
Oh my God.
No.
Yeah.
That's all. That's all.
Jeez.
Red
You gotta-
Man, yes, Jimmy Blues. No, that was just looking at that. That's all.
Joey B does more commenting than I do on this show.
Right.
Seriously.
right.
He
He
should
can
do a
power it now.
show.
Yeah,
he
he
should
can
do
power
his
the
own
show.
show. Yeah.
He'll
Well,
get you
we
going.
should talk to the powers that be at the JAKIB Media YouTube channel, really at JAKIB Media.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it worked for Stern, right? Half of Stern's shows are just people that chimed in, that called in,
Yeah.
random
Whack
guests.
pack.
Exactly.
We should get our own whack pack going.
Well, we kind of do, don't we?
Well, yeah, but we'd have to officially name them as whack pack members.
Okay, you could go full, but we can't use whack pack.
No, we'd have to come up with our own name.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like the Steam Team or something like that.
The what?
The
Steam.
Steamed
Like
Team.
Las
we
Vegas
talking
Steam.
about?
Yeah. Well, steamed out, like Joey B's in Colorado. So he's probably all steamed out before he checks in on the middle. That's what I'm saying.
Wake and bake. Joey
Exactly.
B.
I think that's a requirement to view this program.
I think so.
Right.
Yeah, and get any type of enjoyment out of it.
Now, you have to see this because I think, and Ron Culver is here, and I'm going to need his help, not because he's from Houston, but because he's down there. And, looking at what happened, this back and forth, if you will, from David Culley and the media. Did you see this?
No. What are you talking about?
All right. So
No.
Culley is going to go. He is asked. I'm going to preface this. I'm sure Culver did because I'm sure they're talking about it down there.
No, I didn't see it either.
Oh, you didn't?
I don't care about the Texans.
Well, I didn't know.
There you go, double in.
In Houston, if maybe you flip on the local station on your drive home and you hear it.
Yeah, I don't watch that either.
Wow. Wait a second, though. Asman wasn't talking about this?
I'm sure Asman was.
No, Asman doesn't talk about that. Asman's a Yankee Jets fan.
Wait a second. I brought this. I had Asman on my other show here locally on iHeart last night to talk about Watson and the Islanders, which skunked us. Thanks, Harry Mays, for that one. And the Knicks possible playing the Sixers. So there are a bunch of reasons why I could justify having Jake on. And I played this clip that I'm going to play for you guys. We went back and forth. I thought that I gave Jake at least 2 segments worth of content on this David Culley stuff, and he doesn't even bring it up.
Wow.
You mentioned that he talked to you.
Wow, that is a disgrace.
That really is.
Yeah, I'm throwing him under the bus on purpose, so let's have some fun with it.
Well, is he here? Is that why?
He's gone. He's already gone.
Well, between this and the Chipotle incident, he's got a couple of things to answer for on this show.
I think we might have to track him down.
You guys know the extent of the Chipotle incident, right?
No,
there's a new Chipotle issue that he had.
Yeah, we're gonna get this guy can't help himself with this Chipotle stuff. So I think what we need to do is
he wants to get the card.
Well, we're going to have him on at some point today because there are 2 big things we need to get to the bottom of. He has gone so far, Ron, as including the 3 of us in Barrett, myself, and Harry in a Twitter DM conversation about his issues with Chipotle. So I don't know.
Pricing policies.
Yeah, it's insane. And I don't want any part of it. So we need to call him out for that. And then also the fact that he refused to use this content here. But here's the thing. This guy, David Culley, who's now charged with taking over the Houston Texans and coaching this mess of an organization, and who the hell knows what's going on with Deshaun Watson. It got a little lighter when he was asked about if he had any Tex-Mex. And I'm going to play you. It's without the questions, but you don't need the questions. The questions are basically, have you had Tex-Mex? What's your favorite order? And basically a follow-up with the order. So that's it. And you're going to get the meat of what Culley had to say here. But you tell me, all right, we've all been from areas that have unique and homegrown cuisine. Like there's, I'm sure, in St. Louis to Berks County,
sure,
New York, where I am, like across the board. And you know when somebody is talking about, yeah, I really went to that rib joint versus I went to, PJ Wheelahands or something like that, or even like a bigger chain. I went to TGI Fridays, and really, like, no, that guy didn't go to the rib joint downtown in St. Louis. He went to a Fridays and lied about it. I think David Culley is misleading the public.
Now he's lying?
Yeah, I think there's something to this. Now, you're going to hear him talk about his whistle first. I just want you to get a little sense of who he is. He's not a bad guy. And, he's like every other first-year coach who's trying to get in front of the media and convince everybody knows what he's doing. But at least you'll get an idea who he is with the whistle thing, and then he goes into the conversation about Tex-Mex.
Well, John, let me tell you this. I don't know if you see this whistle in my hand right here. I don't know if you can see it, but let me tell you something. Our staff is so happy today. Well, I'm going to say it again. I'm going to hold this whistle up again, John. I'm excited to be able to get out there with them for the first time. We've had their veterans now for about 4 weeks.
He loves his whistle.
I have gotten a good taste of Mexican food here. The Tex-Mex food here is unbelievable. And I will agree with you right now, after being here for 3 months, that there's no place in America better than the Tex-Mex food here. No place.
What's it? Listen. All right. So before we go any further, he wants everybody to know that there is no place better in America than Texas for Texas Mexican cuisine. Just want you to know that.
Okay.
Ahead of time. Just
sounds a little redundant, doesn't it?
A little bit.
He's not wrong.
No, of course he's not.
No, he's not wrong.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, there's no place better in the country to get a Philadelphia cheesesteak than Philadelphia.
Right.
You're not wrong.
No, but it's again, it feeds into what he's about to tell you with what he orders.
About David Culley, who's a junkie from the standpoint when it comes to food, there's really no food on that menu that I won't try. None. But let me tell you, I always start with nachos. And I always start with the nachos. And then I go from there. And then when I go from there, it's kind of unending. It could go for a while.
I always start with the everybody starts with the nachos.
No kidding. That's usually on your table, like along with the water. Like before they bring you your drink order, they've got water and nachos.
Chips.
No, you're talking chips and salsa.
But nachos,
that's the same thing.
But here's the thing.
No, that's not nachos. Nachos usually
with a loaded nachos.
Yeah, jalapeno. Well, no, that's just nachos.
It's the most popular appetizer on the menu.
Yeah.
On the menu. It's like fries.
You got to know how to say it. When you're in a certain part of the country, you got to say things a certain way. I can remember, when I first got drafted, coming to Philadelphia, I made the mistake of going down to Tony Luke's and asking for a steak-'em sandwich with cheese.
Right.
And everybody's like, it's like, they take the needle, goes, zzz. Everybody in the place stopped. And my boy Charlie Garner just starts laughing. I'm like, what? He set this up. I'm like, come on, man. You should have gave me the 411, man. You should have let me know it's a cheese steak.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Not a steak-'em sandwich.
Somebody should have. That man sounded unprepared. And he sounded like he couldn't go to. At least you went to Tony Luke's, which is a fixture here. Like, that's the difference. Is this dude comes out, you got set up by Charlie Garner, which is dirty pool, and I get it.
Right.
It's ridiculous. But at least you went to a legit spot and you tried to order something. He couldn't even fall back on, I start with the nachos, then I move to the enchiladas, and then give me
He's
something.
talking about like he went to Chili's.
Thank you, Harry.
Yes.
That's what he's trying to say. Yeah, he went to a chain.
Thank you.
Yes.
This is a guy who is selling to the entire city that he has a handle on what's happening down there, and he can't even lie his way through a Tex-Mex menu.
Bruh, first of all,
I'm going to be honest with you guys because, I've my favorite food is Mexican food. And first of all, Texas does not have any good Mexican food. Putting that out there.
Southern California does.
Southern California is the king of Mexican food.
Well, Mexican is different than Tex-Mex. You wouldn't call Mexican. You wouldn't call there in Southern California Tex-Mex.
That's why I'm saying there's no good Mexican restaurants in the city of Houston. But Tex-Mex, I don't know why. Your go-to shouldn't always be nachos, man. You got to explore. That's the problem that I have is that if his go-to to start off every meal is nachos, what are we doing? What does it say about him as a head coach?
No place better than Texas.
But at the end of the day, when you go to Texas, you don't go to. I don't go to Mexican places when I go down there. I know I actually go to Papado. Papado. They have a Mexican Papado also.
What is Papado?
Papado. I like. Well, yeah.
Papado, they're the same.
Yeah. Well,
Just
one
like
place is like a Mexican food place, and another place is seafood.
Junkie.
Yeah. You got because you got the whole Papa's chain. It's like a local chain. It's Papa's Burgers, which has one of the best
food on that menu that I won't try.
Exactly.
Yep.
You want
not Papa John's?
And you want to try Papa's Burgers, but it has it's like Cajun seafood.
Not Papadilla from Papa John.
It's unbelievable. Papados is unbelievable.
Papa don't preach now.
No, always start with nachos.
Yeah.
Always start with the nachos.
Everything starts with nachos.
Well, in Papados, I start with the alligator.
Nachos.
Don't go flautas on me. Go nachos.
I mean, this is ridiculous.
Bro, I go with, you got to go with alligator.
Start with nachos.
What about the Papas Fritas?
Oh, those are tough to beat, man.
Yeah.
Tough to beat. Just French fries labeled something different.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Those are tough. Dude,
I don't know if you put some Old Bay seasoning on them, you can really make $1 million.
I don't want to play it because I don't want to get flagged, but there's an old Simpsons
I heard that, Harry,
where they're touring the Duff Beer Factory, and let's look at one of these old Duff commercials, right? And it's a commercial from the famous Kennedy and Nixon debate.
Oh, yeah.
And there's a quick little quip from Nixon, and it says, "Now let's hear from our sponsors." And then it's Kennedy coming out with that great classic smile and saying, "I would like to take this time to dedicate this to Duff Beer." And then it goes to Nixon, and he's like,
Is he sweating?
Yeah, he's sweating. Yeah. He's like, I too would also like to endorse that particular beer. And he's looking around like this, and everyone's like, boo. And then it goes to Homer, and he says, "That man never drank a Duff in his life." David Culley, I'm telling you, David Culley.
That's funny.
Unbelievable. All right, we'll take a quick one here. It's the middle. We'll figure everything out going on in the second hour. Should we track Asmund down for this?
No,
yes. Not need him. We all Jeff Parles. We should talk about the PGA at some point, right, Harry?
Jake doesn't know.
He doesn't know anything.
No. His favorite Mexican food, Chipotle.
Okay. Yeah. Well, we got some things happening here. Keep it here.
Get that right around the corner.
It's the middle. It's JAKIB Media, YouTube. Like, share, subscribe. You want to hit the notification bell, not miss a minute. We're back on the network as well.
If you missed any of today's show on the JAKIB Media channel, listen to the podcast on your way home. Available on YouTube, Apple, and Spotify. The savoring taste of a good bag of beef jerky is so enjoyable at any time of the day, as long as you can find it. Here's what we suggest. Pure Bull beef jerky is our answer, and soon it will be yours. Locally produced in the Philadelphia region, this high-quality, healthy protein snack is easy to secure. Go to steersnacks.com, and you'll see hot garlic, tropical heat, Pure Bull dry rub, and our favorite, Huck and Fod. What's that? Huck and Fod. Go now to steersnacks.com.
In the Wildwoods, our free beaches are spacious and welcoming with plenty of room to spread out. Your seat will be waiting for you when you're ready to visit. The Wildwoods, creating cherished family memories for generations.
Attention women of South Jersey and the Delaware Valley. Sign up right now with Our Lady NRA instructor, Nayara Andrzak, who will teach you gun safety as part of this 3-hour safety class, which is being held at Delaware Valley Sports Center in Philadelphia. For information, drop an email to info@DelawareValleySportsCenter.com. That's info@DelawareValleySportsCenter.com. Learn the fundamentals at Delaware Valley Sports Center. You can't miss.
Are you looking for a place to track your action, purchase picks, and share your sports betting analysis with the gambling community? Check out JAKIB Sports, a social media platform with an unparalleled experience catered for the sports betting community. On the JAKIB Sports app, you can track all your NFL, NBA, and college basketball picks while getting real-time updates and injury reports all in one convenient place. Start building your following today and stand out amongst your friends by downloading the JAKIB Sports app on the Apple and Google Play stores. Let's cash some tickets and put it on JAKIB.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Union 98, is a proud sponsor of The Labor Show with J. Doc and Krause every Saturday night from 6 till 8 p.m. IBEW Local 98's highly trained and superbly skilled electricians are the best in the business, setting the highest safety standards in the electrical industry. So when you're planning your next industrial, commercial, or residential project, choose an IBEW Local 98 union contractor. Learn more at IBEW98.org.
Hey man, when you talk about other Los Pollos Hermanos, I think who's that? I just saw
Pollos Hermanos was on Breaking Bad.
Well, Los Pollos then.
Yeah,
Los Pollos. That's a great
chicken.
Yeah, but I had ribs there in Puerto Rico.
Oh yeah,
I had ribs from that place.
Wow,
unbelievable, falling off the bone. Unbelievable.
So wait, you went fast food? Is it fast food?
Yeah, it's fast food.
You went to fast food in Puerto Rico?
Yeah, we had just got there and we're driving to the villa.
You just needed a fix.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Los Pollos Hermanos, at least.
See?
Gus Fring, what's his most second famous role?
I don't know.
Who's that?
Gus Fring.
Gus Fring.
Yeah, I mean he's been in a bunch.
Oh, I know, but I couldn't name it.
No, you here's the thing. I think you could, or you'd recognize if you just got a little prod.
He probably looked totally different.
Yeah, I mean he's been on Giancarlo Esposito. He's been on a bunch of different stuff. I mean, you go back to like Do the Right Thing.
That's why I know him from Do the Right Thing.
King of New York. He was fantastic.
Oh yeah,
in King of New York. Yes, he's in Usual Suspects.
Really?
Yep.
He was in Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man?
He was. Yes, he was. Oh, man. Giancarlo Esposito has been around for a long time. It's one of those things where it's like out of nowhere, similar to
The Usual Suspects. I remember that too. Yeah.
Yeah. Right there at the top as well.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That was fast. You ever see this one? Oh, you know what's hilarious is I just figured this out. So did you watch this week's episode of Mayor?
Yeah, it was great.
It was. It was their best episode by a mile. And like, I don't even have a problem with them ripping off
Silence of the Lambs.
Silence of the Lambs, because it was so obvious that you can't. It's like, okay, it was so obvious that it had to be an homage.
Yeah.
At that point,
I'm upset that her detective partner got shot.
Like, you know where he's from? That I couldn't put it together. But he's only in one episode of it. I think it's like the season opener of one of the later years. And I block a lot of them out because they're not great, but it still has Michael Scott in it. But he's Michael Scott's nephew in The Office.
Really?
Yeah. The episode is called Nepotism. And he's Scott's nephew in The Office, and he's awful. He gets the wrong coffee, and he doesn't give a crap. Daryl's like, hey, man, I ordered decaf. And he's like, oh, sorry, man. You want me to go back? And he's just like being a complete ass and everything. And he's there simply because he's Scott's nephew. And it ends with him messing up so bad that Michael Scott goes out, bends him over, and spanks him in front of everybody.
What?
Yeah, and he runs out and he cries and stuff. And I couldn't for the life of me picture where he was from. And then it was like, oh, man, that's right. Because he's much younger. He's much younger. And he's got longer hair. And it's hilarious, man. Hilarious. Yeah, there are only 2 episodes left. I don't know. It did feel like this thing can't be over, right? The closure. No. I don't think that the whole thing with the girls is over. It's going to be like, the one thing that they mentioned that I think they go back to is that poker game, right? That poker game that the guy held every Friday night where they tie him up because people come over and.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. I don't want to blow it for anybody.
I mean.
Yeah, because I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Well, yeah, but are you going to watch it? Like, here's the thing. We're 5 episodes in. It's a Wednesday. If you haven't watched this week's episode, why not? And if you haven't watched the show, are you really going to start watching it all of a sudden? Like, Barrett, are you going to watch it? We won't ruin it for you then.
No. There's no superheroes in it. There's nothing that would interest me in it. I can go to Wawa instead of, being forced to just take in all the Wawa in that show. I don't want it. I'm out on that.
Oh, yeah, he was Luke Cooper in The Office.
See, I got to look up all these names. Oh, okay.
Yeah, Luke Cooper. That's all.
Evan Peters.
Uh-huh. People will recognize him from the Marvel stuff.
Yeah.
Not me though. More so.
He's like the Flash dude.
Is that what he is?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's not Flash, but he's like super fast.
Dude, I'm telling you, man. This guy was in Sherry Baby.
Quicksilver. He's Quicksilver.
Quicksilver. Yeah.
He was in Sherry. He was in Sherry Baby. That's the one that has one of my songs in it.
Sherry Baby.
Yeah. That's got a strong cast, man.
The hell is
Maggie
that?
Gyllenhaal, Brad William Henke.
Maggie Gyllenhaal?
Yeah.
Oh, I love her.
Yeah.
Big fan.
Danny Trejo's in it.
Yeah, I like him too.
Yeah. See, there you go.
Love that Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Sam Bottoms is in it too. Can't go wrong with that. Little bottoms up.
Great song by Van Halen.
There you go.
Bottoms up.
Yeah, I don't know. What would be Gus's second famous role? He's been in a lot. Waiting to. Oh, he's uncredited in that. Usual Suspects. Jack Bear. Who was he in? Was he one of the cops in Usual Suspects?
He's in a bunch of. He's in a bunch of. Yeah.
Sounds like one of the cops.
A bunch of series. The Mentalist. House.
Yeah.
House was definitely under.
It was pretty good.
Yeah, I love House.
Really?
It was underrated. Yeah, House was great.
What was good about it? I just never watched it.
Good cast too. They got some good people in there.
it just all the stuff that the diseases they come up with and how he gets to it, and he's a
mess.
He's a
hot
total
mess.
Yeah. He overdoses on pain, but not overdoses, but he's taking pain pills, and
I like the hospital administrator too. The woman that he was involved with every now and then. And the other goofy, the surgeon. It was kind of goofy. He was pretty good.
Than Scrubs, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was the FBI agent, by the way, in Usual Suspects.
Okay.
He and Chaz.
Palminteri.
Yeah, I tell you, I told you I started watching that Modern Family show.
Yeah.
Chaz Palminteri is really funny in that.
Mm-hmm.
You seen him in that?
Yeah.
The old, I'm going back because I caught it late, so now I'm going back to the first couple of seasons, and he's really funny.
And so is what's his name's father, who's now dead. The real actor died. It's hilarious.
This is a Gal Media.
I'll get it.
Fred Dunphy.
Yes.
I didn't realize that
I think he's dead.
The Middle starts now on the Sports Map Radio Network.
Presented by Rocket Mortgage. Home loans that fit your life. Rocket can.
Live from the O'Reilly Auto Parts Studios, here's Eytan Shander, Barrett Brooks, and Harry Mays.
So let's go back to this because I'm curious. How many markets do you think right now are going crazy over these rankings? Do you think PFF has turned Detroit into some tizzy here because Jared Goff is there at 26?
He's far down on the list, yeah.
What about Denver? You think local sports talk radio? Give me a thought to the PFF.
I don't know. They got Teddy Bridgewater. They got Teddy Bridgewater.
Well,
yeah, so they don't care much about him.
Bottom.
Yeah, they don't care much about Drew Lock right now. They're Teddy Bridgewater. And
they're still trying to get Aaron Rodgers.
Right.
Well, that's
or bust. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, Teddy Bridgewater is not going to play 16 games this year. I can promise you that. I'll bet money on that.
Yeah.
I would put
I think that's safe.
Wrong bet on that one.
That's safe.
Then they just let their starting left tackle go also. He got hurt in all season. And then they cut him.
Because what happened?
Yeah, I don't know his name.
Yeah.
The Rams were third in the league in play-action pass attempts, tied for fifth in screen pass attempts. It will be imperative that the Lions help their new quarterback and design an offense around what he's comfortable with. Well, he's at 26th.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they got a new coach in there, too, and I know it's Barrett's one of Barrett's favorite guys, this Campbell.
And Campbell, yeah.
Did you see what he
wants to do?
Yeah, did you see what he wants to do at practice?
That's what I really love to do, just in general. And I've talked to Sheila about this. I don't think we're going to be able to do it, but I would love to literally just have a pet lion.
Yes.
Just a legit pet lion on a chain, a big chain. And he really is my pet. We just walk around the building. We go out to practice. We're in 7-on-7. We're behind the kicker when he's kicking. We're just
You're doing too much now, Dan.
On the sidelines, yeah.
Wow, you're out on that.
That's Barstool right there with the audio. Come on, Barrett.
That's your boy.
You're doing too much there. No.
Because as a veteran, you come in, that's a gimmick, man. You don't need that.
He's pandering.
Right. I mean, I've already experienced stuff like that. Like, you go down to LSU and they got a real tiger on campus.
Yeah.
A bona fide real Bengal tiger out there.
Right.
So I mean, I'm out on
a habitat right outside. Right.
Yeah. And I'm just thinking, like, I'm looking at that fence. Like, that fence couldn't hold me from doing it.
We're back in 3. Well, that's what I'm saying, man. Like, come on.
Could you imagine Sirianni saying, yeah, I just bought a pet eagle and I'm going to have it fly over the practice facility during practices and stuff like that?
Don't even say that because he might do that. That's a damn good idea, Harry.
Yeah, right.
A falcon to come on his shoulder.
Right.
That's a good idea, Harry. Yeah, people don't understand that the eagle that they bring to camp, to practice in camp, when they did let people go to camp,
yeah,
the eagle was blind in one eye.
Is that right?
Yeah. That's why they couldn't let him loose. He was blind in one eye. He wouldn't be able to go out there and hunt. His depth is all off because he only has one eye.
Now, when did you find that out?
Talking to the guy.
Really?
I was talking to the lady that was there, man. Talking about an eagle. I'd never seen an eagle up close before. And no, since that time, since I talked to the lady about the eagle, how about I see a lot of eagles here in Jersey? Bald eagles in Jersey, yes.
No kidding.
They're everywhere.
Yeah. So I'll go over the what is that? The Ben Franklin Bridge.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking up, man, I was like, man, that's a good place to go fish. So I go around. Let me see if I can get down there, see if I can go fishing with her one day. So I get down there. When I get down there, I'm riding along the Delaware River, and I look out, and I guess the tide was out, and it was like a log out there, and there was a damn bald eagle sitting on a log out there. Bald eagle.
Baldy.
You got a name for him and everything. Can you imagine?
They bring the owl from the Elmwood Park Zoo down for the Temple football games. Stella is the name of the owl.
Stella!
Yeah. And I'm telling you, on the sidelines, like it'll sit there on its little perch the whole time with all, it's pretty freaky looking. You get up close to that thing, it could turn its head totally around.
Right.
Crazy.
And, their talons, man, are big.
Oh, yeah.
They're like
that's a bird of prey, man.
Right, right.
Yeah.
2-inch talons, the claws like 2 inches on each toe. Crazy.
Yeah, Eytan. Fred Willard is his name.
Yeah.
He passed away last year.
Yes.
Yeah. He's pretty funny. He was pretty funny.
Yep.
But you were saying, you were talking about, as far as ranking the quarterbacks. We get all involved with this and what they're saying, and like I said, it's just more of a fire and more fuel to dump on the fire. They just, it just gives you a lot more to hate people about, to want to go out there and just play to the best of your ability. He's not going to play not even near the way he played in last year. You know what I'm saying? Number one, they got tape on him. Number two, he had nothing around him. So, I mean, at this point, you can't really make an accurate assessment on who anybody is from last year. I mean, how do you put Carson ahead of him? Carson played in 12 horrible, atrocious games. And this kid only played in 2.5
is the middle
atrocious games.
SportsMap Radio Network.
Presented by Rocket Mortgage.
Live from the O'Reilly Auto Parts Studios. Here's Eytan Shander, Barrett Brooks, and Harry Mays.
So let's look at this scenario here. What happens if the Colts win the division and they win a playoff game?
What do you mean what happens?
Like what happens here? I don't care what happens in Indiana.
Well, we get a first-round draft pick.
I know that, but think about what Barrett was just saying about Jalen Hurts and how bad it was last year for Carson Wentz here in Philadelphia, which is just obvious based off tape, box, and everything in between. Mm-hmm. So what happens? What happens if Carson Wentz goes on and prospers and sets the groundwork for back and we're here? And look, the only scenario that I think works in Jalen Hurts' favor is if he leads this team to a wild card. And that third wild card could be 8 and 9 or something like that. But if they finish, Barrett, if they finish out of the playoffs and they have a first-round pick, you're telling me that they're going to pass on a quarterback now with 3 first-round picks?
No, they got to take a quarterback. Either that or trade it to Houston and get Deshaun Watson.
Well, at no point do you see the Eagles not picking up with 3 first-round draft picks, them not picking up a quarterback in next year's draft. At this point, I don't care how great Jalen Hurts plays.
So you think that even if he makes the playoffs, Jalen Hurts could be out?
Well, at least going to have somebody to come in and compete. They're going to have 2 quarterbacks. Yeah.
You know what?
I mean, that's just what's going to happen. He can go out there and win a Super Bowl. That'd be the only way that they don't bring in a quarterback.
Okay, so let's look at that. And what's more likely than not for the Philadelphia Eagles is that they don't make the playoffs, that they do finish maybe 6-11 or 7-10, something like that, and they're out of the playoffs. Maybe they finish, 6-7 wins. I'll say 6-10.
I said 7-10.
Okay, 7-10.
Yeah.
So you're under 500 and you're bottom tier team. Maybe not at the bottom, but you're at the top of the bottom tier. Carson Wentz goes on and they win the division. They host and win first round playoff game or whenever they play in the playoffs. And all of a sudden you start to see a team. Maybe they lose in the AFC Conference Championship. Maybe they lose in the divisional round. But this is a team that clearly would not be there without Carson Wentz. What's that conversation going to be like here? Seller's remorse? How much of that do you think is going to happen?
No, I think that would make people even more upset with Carson Wentz than they already are now.
Exactly.
Because he really wanted out of here.
Right.
So you're going to default on Carson Wentz as the reason why. Like, wouldn't that reinforce that it wasn't Carson Wentz what was initially the problem here? It was something organizational that was the problem here, and it was so bad that even he and others they couldn't act right?
No, and this is why I say that. You're talking about an organization in Indianapolis that are ready to win right now. The Eagles weren't ready to win last year. The Indianapolis is ready to win. They have a defense. They have a really good defense. Offensively, they'll be better. Just another year under the system. Carson's going to be able to learn that system. He's going to go out there and play lights out. He always does that. He goes out and plays lights out. But eventually,
I think they are making the playoffs.
Yeah, eventually, a zebra starts showing its stripes. Eventually, he'll go back to being the same Carson Wentz. Now, when he goes back to being that same Carson Wentz, can the players around him deal with it? Will they be able to deal with it? If you're not talking about either your faith in God or hunting and fishing, can you be his friend? You know what I'm saying? He's not going to have time for anything else. I mean, eventually you get back to who you are. Me. That's what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. Like you guys. Me, I'm the eternal optimist. I believe that everything is good. It should be good. And I want it to come out that way. You two, or not necessarily all the way the opposite, but you can still thrive in that, in that, all right, I'm gonna be salty today. You can thrive in that.
That's my wheelhouse.
Right. I can't thrive like that. I got to keep things positive. I have to try to at least. So it's totally different from what this Eagle organization is going to be going through next year. It's not even comparing apples to apples.
No,
it's like comparing apples to oranges.
If you have Carson Wentz, who is playing significantly well and is going to be in the MVP, not to say that he'd win it, but if you have a guy who is playing well and his numbers are out there, which is going to correlate to his team winning, like how hard is it going to be for the Colts to win football games if Carson Wentz is playing anywhere remotely close to as bad as he played last year? Pretty difficult, right?
Well, he could play that way because, like I said, unless Frank Reich gets Carson in the mindset, all right, that he doesn't have to complete every pass. He doesn't have to keep those statistics so high and that, you can live to fight another day. Then he's going to go back to being that same guy. Carson got to the point where he wanted to save the entire season in one game. He wanted to, go out there and complete every pass. He wanted to be perfect. And you can't go out. You can go out there with that mindset, but understand there's going to be bumps in the road. And instead of him adjusting and understanding he can't, maybe you need to take the 5-yard pass instead of taking the 40-yard bomb. He was intent and hell-bent on having somebody catch a 40-yard bomb as opposed to just checking it down to Sanders. Yeah. You can't do that. You have to make sure play within the offense, play within the framework.
No hero ball.
Yeah, exactly. That's it in a nutshell. No hero ball.
Right.
And he wanted to play hero ball. You can't do that and be successful unless you have the type of athletes that they can do that.
I don't think he will feel that he has to play hero ball out there.
Right.
Because they've got weapons.
Right.
And they got a good offensive line, too.
Again, though, we're talking about a team here that could win 7 games. Well, that's the hypothetical. What happens if they are just marginally better than they were? What if they are 5-12? And your only saving grace at this point is that you get to start over again with a new quarterback, either via trade or top draft. If this team goes 5-12 and the Indianapolis Colts go whatever they go, 12-5 or 11-6, whatever it may be, to win that division and then some. And Wentz is playing at a high level. I get, like Barrett, I totally understand what you're saying, which is the two teams have different DNA than where they are right now. But that's not why Wentz is gone. Wentz isn't gone because the Eagles decided to rebuild or the Eagles decided to take a significant step back as far as their direction. Wentz is gone like Peterson and Schwartz and others are gone because they didn't want to deal with this stuff. So I guess maybe it's me who I would look back at it. more so, Barrett, from an organizational failure than Carson Wentz just trying to, wimp his way out of here, I guess.
I think those things are tied together. I think Carson wanted to get out of here because, number one, we saw that he sucked. And he in the midst of him trying to play hero ball, he just didn't play up to his capability. He didn't play up to the standards. He set out for himself, number one, but also from an organizational standpoint, he couldn't justify. They couldn't justify paying him $130, $140 million for the effort that he gave last year.
Yeah, and then he also got butthurt because they took Jalen Hurts in the second round.
Right, caught feelings.
Yeah, well, that's okay. You're going to believe Howie Roseman, who gets butthurt over everything.
Well, yeah,
but Jeffrey Lurie gets upset when somebody talks about his team badly or poorly on the local radio station.
But Shane, look at this then. Regardless of how Hurts plays, that defense still has nobody to cover the elite level wide receivers that are in this division now. So it's not just Hurts and the way his effectiveness to run an offense that can score. Okay. But you have to stop people also.
You're right.
And I don't think we're built to stop people either.
Here's what I would say to that, because you're right. You're exactly 100% right. And I'm not even arguing, nor am I refuting what you're saying.
You don't like Slay?
Well, I don't think, to Barrett's point, he's a guy that you can consistently ask to lock anybody down. That's a number one receiver. Is that accurate?
Well, I mean, how many cornerbacks are there in the league that can
not
really
many.
do that?
Not
I
many.
mean, it's like a handful.
But look, not many. You're right. But
I'm comfortable with him to do it. I'm comfortable with him to do it. But I'm not. That comfort level is gone after him. After him, who do I see as being a guy that can go down and shut down a number 2 or maybe even a number 3 wide receiver in this league? You don't have that here.
Right.
You don't have a guy that could do that. Galladay is 6'4". He runs a 4.4 40.
Right.
Huge catch radius. Ball. We can't even stop Slayton. And Slayton, that was Daniel Jones' number 1 target last
year. And now they got the kid from Florida.
No, but they could have drafted multiple cornerbacks. They had an opportunity to go after somebody in free agency. Cute and comfortable with the cap. But here's my point, right? Looking at it from that standpoint of, direction, because you're like, we're talking about the teams and the difference of it. So if you had, and this is where I think the conversation becomes a little bit with the benefit of hindsight. If that scenario plays out, Hurts just doesn't have enough around him. The team stinks, and all of a sudden they're back 4, 5, maybe 6 wins at most. And Carson Wentz returns to a state of normalcy, and I'll meet you halfway. It's not going to be 2017. It's going to be somewhere in between what we saw last year and that MVP year, wherever that may be. Then you do have to look at what you have available to you. And granted, one of those first-round picks you take off because that comes from the Colts, but you have 2 first-round picks, Barrett, that you can now apply to the issues that you brought up, knowing that you have Carson Wentz back in effect. Like, all you needed was some sense of stability around Carson to kind of bring him back. And this is based off this hypothetical. That's it. Don't you think then, guys, that people would be looking at it and saying, man, all right, Carson's back to some normal here. The Eagles would have 2 first-round picks, some younger players, including Devontae Smith. I mean, my goodness, this team would actually be better off with Carson than they were letting him go.
Yes. I see what you're saying. You're going from the vantage point of, all right, if Carson was still here and he gets back to playing if he's playing 50-50 ball instead of playing the 20-80 ball that he played, he completes 30% of his passes or 40% of his passes. I mean, just a drastic leap from what he played last year. And he becomes an average quarterback instead of below average. If he's an average quarterback and we have 3 picks next year in the draft, what direction will we be at? Will we be a lot higher than where we are? Or will we be, right still with the same place where Hurts is? I think we will be a lot better because I think Carson is a gifted athlete. He's a gifted quarterback when he's in a better mindset, and to be honest, I don't want to have a player like that. I don't want to have a player that, his ego is so, is crushed so easily. Yeah. I need somebody that's going to go out there and compete, somebody that'll fight. And you're going to get that with Jalen Hurts.
Let me ask you, though, and this is, I think, more of a study on maybe psychology. I don't know, the human condition here. Where do we draw the line between bent and butthurt, to use that term, ego, versus just have had enough with their crap? Like where because I don't think that it's a fine definitive line. I think it's a lot of gray area, and I think certain players get, and I'm not saying this with Carson at all. I think we see this a lot. Oh, that guy's entitled, not getting out of there. And then all of a sudden you find out, like Jay Ajayi, remember when he came, there was this huge rap around him in Miami. He couldn't deal with it all. And we find out that Miami is a walking, breathing, living pile of dysfunction. So that's my point, I guess.
He also had no cartilage in his knees.
Well, yeah, but they got a damn good use out of him.
Oh, I know. that poor guy never was able to cash in because of where he was drafted, and the teams just used him up until his knees had no more to give, and he never made big money.
Yep.
I feel for a guy like that.
Oh, no, maybe he got upset about that. No, this guy's a troublemaker. Right? We've all been labeled trouble, except for Barrett. I don't think, Barrett, you've ever been labeled a troublemaker.
But look at the kid. He banked on himself, and like he went out and bought a brand new, like it was like a S63 Benz that was chrome. He had a chrome wrapped, beautiful car, and then never got a contract after that. I mean, that's tough, man. That's tough. To bet on yourself and not come through. His body gave up on him. You know what I'm saying? His body failed him. He couldn't do anything about it. I mean, he tried, but he couldn't. He was just like he was running in sap. You know what I mean? He was running in the sand.
Not Warren Sapp either.
No, definitely not Warren Sapp by any means. It's got to be the most famous. Is there a more famous Sapp?
Marvin Sapp, gospel singer.
Yeah, there you go. All right, I'll give you Marvin.
Not Scott Stapp.
Quick one on the network. We're live on Philly Voice of the JAKIB Media YouTube page. People popping in. Remind them the stream as well, Joey B. Penguin AZ. Remind them, like, share, subscribe. Hit that notification bell as well. We got a lot happening here on the middle.
If you missed any of today's show on the JAKIB Media channel, listen to the podcast on your way home. Available on YouTube, Apple, and Spotify. The savoring taste of a good bag of beef jerky is so enjoyable at any time of the day, as long as you can find it. Here's what we suggest. Pure Bull beef jerky is our answer, and soon it will be yours. Locally produced in the Philadelphia region, this high-quality, healthy protein snack is easy to secure. Go to steersnacks.com, and you'll see hot garlic, tropical heat, Pure Bull dry rub, and our favorite, Huck and Fod. What's that? Huck and Fod. Go now to steersnacks.com.
In the Wildwoods, our free beaches are spacious and welcoming with plenty of room to spread out. Your seat will be waiting for you when you're ready to visit. The Wildwoods, creating cherished family memories for generations.
Attention women of South Jersey and the Delaware Valley. Sign up right now with Our Lady NRA instructor Nayara Andrzak, who will teach you gun safety as part of this 3-hour safety class, which is being held at Delaware Valley Sports Center in Philadelphia. For information, drop an email to info@DelawareValleySportsCenter.com. That's info@DelawareValleySportsCenter.com. Learn the fundamentals at Delaware Valley Sports Center. You can't miss.
Are you looking for a place to track your action, purchase picks, and share your sports betting analysis with the gambling community? Check out JAKIB Sports, a social media platform with an unparalleled experience catered for the sports betting community. On the JAKIB Sports app, you can track all your NFL, NBA, and college basketball picks while getting real-time updates and injury reports all in one convenient place. Start building your following today and stand out amongst your friends by downloading the JAKIB Sports app on the Apple and Google Play stores. Let's cash some tickets and put it on JAKIB.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Union 98, is a proud sponsor of The Labor Show with J. Doc and Krause every Saturday night from 6 till 8 p.m. IBEW Local 98's highly trained and superbly skilled electricians are the best in the business, setting the highest safety standards in the electrical industry. So when you're planning your next industrial, commercial, or residential project, choose an IBEW Local 98 union contractor. Learn more at IBEW98.org.
So is Parles coming on?
Oh, yeah. Let me send the invite. Man, I got craziness happening here.
What's going on?
Just got a lot of, it's all work.
Uh-oh, you froze.
Did I? Hold on.
Yeah.
Can you hear me though?
Yeah.
We hear you fine. Yeah, we hear that.
I'll be right back.
Mad Hater says, Hurts has too much heart and fight to fail. Book it.
That's what happens when I tried to send the invite to Jeff Parles live. Should have known better. Should have known better. We're more audio. I think we're good on that regard. Oh, we got fake news tomorrow.
Right.
We did it yesterday, right?
Yes, we did.
We did. Okay, just want to make sure. And yeah, Bradley Beal. I don't want to hear from these guys, man. They killed me last night. Tony La Russa bickering.
Yeah, that La Russa thing has blown up.
Is that right?
I'm on La Russa's side, believe it or not.
This guy shouldn't even be here, though. I mean,
Dude, they were up 15-4 in the 9th inning, and they have an infielder pitching, and he hit a home run off him on a 3-0 count.
Good.
I mean, come on.
Stick it right up Tony La Russa's nasal canal. I hate it. Push him back. What's wrong with that, man? Like, we see blowouts in sports all the time.
Yeah, but come on. That's like going for a bomb when you're up like 7 touchdowns and they got the backups in. I mean, there's a certain just end the game.
Wait a second. Belichick hung 50 on Washington one year. It was like 52-3 just to prove a point. Maybe that was a point prover in that game. Maybe somebody wanted to stick it to La Russa.
What, his own player?
Yes.
He's talking about his own team.
I know. So maybe they're tired. Maybe they're sick and tired of his crap, Harry.
Well, then that's a whole other thing. They're in first place, aren't they?
They are, yeah.
Yeah.
They are. I don't have a problem. I mean, what are we doing here in this sport? This sport continues to go out of its way to find ways to kick itself or shoot itself in the foot, trip itself over.
It was 15-4.
Look,
come on. Just end the game.
Well, that's fine.
Game's over
at that point. End the game. Like, it shouldn't be on teams to end the game. It should be on the damn league to come in and institute some sort of run rule. I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Right?
All right. So whenever you're out of pitchers and an infielder has to pitch, the game is over.
I don't even know if we need to wait for it to get to that drastic of a situation, do we?
They can always come back, man. They can always come back.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, in what sense?
No sense, bro. 15-4.
Okay.
It's a wrap.
Right? They're out?
Yes. It's a wrap.
What am I going to do about this 55 hours thing, man?
What do you mean 55
Well,
hours?
The data suggests that working more than 55 hours is killing people.
Oh, you're screwed.
Yeah.
You don't have a snowball's chance.
I think I wrote that article like 15 years ago.
Did you?
Yeah.
You tried to preempt something else?
Mm-hmm.
You've done everything possible to keep that from happening.
Exactly right.
Again, huh?
Yes.
Ridiculous. Yeah, you guys don't have to worry about that. Even Barrett doesn't have to worry about that.
Nope.
He's worked his time. He's put.
I'm never working like that. In fact, you know what? I'm not gonna lie, man. I've been blessed, man. I've never had a real job.
I only let the wife work 40 hours a week.
Well, that's good. So she's in shape too. Then she's in good shape too. Then
she might want to work more, but I won't allow it.
No, you shouldn't. You shouldn't have.
You're not having that.
No. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Look, at this point, I'm just trying to find exit strategies. That's all. I'll stay on this show. I promise you that. This will be part of my 55 hours a week.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's 10 hours.
Okay.
I think I could do that, right?
What do you got to get out of?
Well, I'm not going to say anything now. What if somebody hears it? Then they'll fire me.
What's the biggest time consumer on your agenda?
You ain't getting that from me, Harry, because somebody's going to Xander's going to cut it up and put it out there on Twitter, and then the employer in question.
I'll tell you what it is.
So what the hell are we doing with this guy anyway?
It's constructing these round robins. Imagine how much time you spend putting together your bets.
And there is so much thought, so much technique.
I know.
And research that's done. You know, I know this pitcher only slept this much on this trip here, and you look over there, and then this guy spent this much time on the ice, and it shouldn't be this way. And his mom was sick, so we had to go visit him. So that's why this, bro, you're just so, just locked in on every single facet of your round robins, man. Every single facet of them.
And it didn't work last night, did it? So
Lakers are up to 5.5, Eytan.
They were at 5 at one point, so hopefully people jumped in and waited just a little bit. I still love LA. I love LA tonight. I guess you probably have to take Memphis.
What time that game come on?
7:30 for Memphis. Yeah,
10 o'clock for
this is a late one.
I'm not watching Memphis.
No, I'm not watching Memphis.
Well, that's why it's not early. That's why it's a 7:30 start, because they know that people will trickle in. I guarantee that's going to be a blowout. Watch. I have a feeling.
What, Memphis blows them out
tonight? Yeah, I wouldn't expect you to stick around for Memphis, San Antonio.
Well, San Antonio don't want to be there anyways.
I don't know if anybody wants to be here anymore, to be honest, except for LA, because they can't afford. Like Golden State's been playing with all this house, no claim Thompson money all year. And it's a great story, but Steph Curry's not winning the MVP. So what are you going to do? You're going to bust your hump to try and win the first round of a 1-8 or 2-7 series? No.
I'll be watching the Bruins and the Capitals game 3 tonight.
I'll start off watching that.
Really?
6:38 it starts.
Yeah,
Puck drop early.
Yeah,
I'll be on live for that one. Jeez.
Oh boy, you might have to put together a special.
I'm already under 5.5 on that round
special parlay
that went 0 for 3. What I need tonight is I need an anchor like I had last night. We bought and we basically had 4 different plays on the same Pacers tower in the first quarter and half. I need something like that to build off of. Zach Eflin tonight. The Phillies are only a -125 home favorite
against the Marlins.
Well, it's because of Travis Rogers going to the Hill. So they're sending one of their best guys out there. Trevor, pardon me. I still love, I say Travis. I'm thinking of the guy from Rome. All right, we're back.
He was the producer.
Yeah, Travis Rogers. All right, we're back coming. He sounds like Buffalo Bill. We're back in 3 on the network. Where's Jeff Parles, man?
Joey B keeps putting up a spearmint rhino hat at 69 to 1. Does Parles even own a spearmint rhino hat?
Probably not.
Do they make spearmint rhino hats?
Probably not. You're right.
Probably not.
An El Pollo Loco hat.
Yeah.
1,500 to 1 odds.
Wouldn't it be Los Pollos Hermanos?
Oh, man.
Matt Mullen has one of those T-shirts.
Does he?
Hey, if they were giving out free, he has one.
Mullen?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
You know Mullen?
Calling him out.
No. Matt Millen. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Oh, Millen.
Not Matt Millen.
Yeah. Matt Millen, he's not, he would spend no money unless it's number 1, food.
Is that right?
Or number 2, he can build it.
No kid.
He'll go out and buy all the lumber in the world if he can build it.
Wow.
He'll eat any food. He'll spare no expense for fine dining. But a suit, he's not buying a suit.
He'll spend money on his Harley Davidsons though.
Oh yeah.
His motorcycles.
He can build those.
Yeah.
But we go and we're interviewing these coaches. He might have overalls on with a button-up shirt. My boy Matt cared nothing about that.
Yeah. Man, I remember him at Penn State, Barrett. I was a kid. Matt Millen and Bruce Clark was the duo on defense.
Yeah, he played defensive end, didn't he?
Yeah. He was a beast.
That's what he told me. They say he was strong as an ox.
Yeah.
He's still strong as an ox.
And then I think it was it the same year that they had Gooman and Geis in the backfield, the 2 running backs. They were almost like fullbacks.
Wow.
Yeah.
No Harper tonight.
Matt Gooman, I think, was the one guy's name.
He's a great. I mean, he's a great guy, man. I mean, we'd be on the road.
You guys ready for the hat? The hat reveal?
Yeah. Here we go.
Oh, look at that.
Another one of these Ricky Fowler hats.
I love Mad Dog hat. 49 to 1.
Good morning. Good morning here in St. Louis, guys. I'm live. I'm live at the zoo.
Oh, you're at the zoo?
Yeah.
The St. Louis Zoo.
Yeah, right by. If I can flip my camera, which I'm not sure if I can right now, but I'm right by the stingray exhibit. I fed a stingray. It was very interesting.
Is that a precursor to a bet on the Tampa Bay Rays tonight?
Oh.
No, it's not, guys.
At home in Dunedin, right?
But no, it was. I will say, so I'm at the zoo with my girlfriend, her niece and nephew, and my girlfriend's sister and her mom, and so the kids are so excited to be here. And the stingray exhibit was really interesting because they give you the food. They basically give you this small thing of shrimp to feed the stingray with. They put it in between your fingers. They come up and they vacuum clean it right out.
Here we go. Hold on.
From the O'Reilly Auto Parts Studios, here's Eytan Shander, Barrett Brooks, and Harry May.
And we're joined by Jeff Parles from Book It Sports at Jeff Parles at Book It HQ on Twitter. And Jeff reminding us that he's still on the road away from Las Vegas, and his trek has taken him to Barrett's old stomping grounds, not only to St. Louis, but also where Barrett and a bunch of other troublemakers used to hang out at night, out around the zoo, I hear, right? That's the cool spot.
Yeah, look, guys, we got the stingray exhibit right over there. I mean, it's a big time here with out with a little bit of my girlfriend's family right now here, and the little Callie and Cademan really enjoying the zoo this morning here in.
How do you rank and rate the Cougars at the zoo there in St. Louis?
I'm going to avoid that question with the 10-foot pole, Harry. You can't get me in trouble this early, guys.
There's no big cat exhibit, man. What kind of zoo is this?
Well, what you call it? So we after I'm done with you guys, the exciting part of the day, we go to the Penguins next.
Oh yeah.
So that will be the big thing.
Well, they were good last night, the Penguins.
Hey, they got it done. I will say the first 2 days of the Stanley Cup playoffs this year, guys, even though we had those ridiculous regular season Canuck Flame games still going, Saturday and Sunday, I cannot remember 2 days of the Stanley Cup playoffs that were like that, because you had legitimately the 3 overtime games, and the fourth game that didn't go to overtime was the best game of the 4, the Florida Tampa game, which the Panthers are screwed, guys. I really am not happy about that. I thought they were capable of winning the cup, but you lose both home games like you did yesterday. Lose by 2 because of the late empty netter. Lose that game 1 where, look, Florida was the better team for the majority of that game. And I think they're cooked. But basically every other series is up for grabs. And that Vegas-Minnesota series is going to be a 7-game war between the Wild and DGK.
Wild, man. Are you looking? Go ahead, Barrett. Sorry.
I said at this point, man, just watching all these series in hockey, man. I mean, can we switch it over now to basketball? Because I want to know what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts tonight? As far as the Lakers. I mean, is there any way possible they lose this game?
Oh, they could definitely lose tonight. They could definitely lose. That Steph Curry guy is pretty good, Barrett.
Yeah.
and look, I will say this. I mean, LeBron did hobble off at the end of that game on Sunday, and we still don't know how healthy he really is. And the Lakers could put the defensive clamps on Curry, and Golden State will have problems scoring, and the Lakers win and cover easily. That is absolutely a path. But look, as long as LeBron's not 100%, this is no gimme for LA tonight. If they lose tonight, they're not losing the second game. San Antonio stinks, and Memphis is just not capable of beating them. Winner take all game. And even if LeBron is 50%, as long as he's on the court, he's not letting the Lakers lose on winner take all game in a play-in spot. I mean, that's just not going to happen. But for tonight, that line's about right. I think I would probably stay off if you see it get into the 6 range, which I don't think we're going to get. You could take Golden State, but I think that's about right tonight, Barrett.
I think the Lakers are faced with something that I don't think anybody has in the playing game, and probably even in the first round here, and that's failure to lose. I mean, LeBron James losing, even he's not out of the playoffs. I understand that, Jeff.
Right.
We're talking about one, if not the best player ever. Right?
Yeah, look.
Isn't that enough motivation to blow Golden State out of the water here, or you just don't trust the health?
I don't know if he's healthy. Like, that's the thing. I mean, he's a cyborg. We know that, but that cyborg is it has damage right now. So look, if he's healthy, Lakers by 20 is a very logical result here tonight. So I'm going to just stay off though, and I will say Boston kind of had that pressure where if they lost twice and missed the playoff bracket altogether, that would have been an abject failure, even though they've had a season from hell. But look, you're not wrong there. You are not wrong. But again, I just don't trust LeBron's health. And look, AD looks pretty healthy. That probably is the one thing that I will say probably pushes the Lakers over the top tonight, even if LeBron's not 100% there. Even though Golden State matches up all right with AD, what's stopping AD from a 30, 15, and 4 block night and being the best player on the floor?
Take a stab at a series price for the Sixers against the Pacers and/or Sixers Wizards.
If the Sixers play the Pacers, they should be minus 1,000. They should be a significant favorite. There's no way Indiana can beat them 4 times out of 7. I wouldn't even have a problem if it's like minus 2,000, Harry. If it's Washington, it's a little more complex because, I mean, the question on that is how healthy is Bradley Beal? We saw him get hurt late in the year. Was really not overly effective last night, even though that was really a Tatum blitzed them. What are you going to do? But minus 480, minus 450, they're still a pretty significant favorite, and they should be. The Sixers are a lot better than Washington is, even with the two-headed monster that the Wizards have, and Simmons should be able to take one of them, or at least compromise one of them, and that's just going to really make things difficult for Washington. I wouldn't be shocked if the Wizards get bet there. You see people in the public say, "Oh, they got Westbrook, they got Beal, they have a shot." What have the Sixers done in the playoffs with this group other than win a playoff series and get their heart ripped out 2 years ago? But I just don't see a path for Washington to win that series. I just don't. So minus 480. I in all honesty, if it's up to minus 650, I still think that's pretty fair on Philadelphia.
Who do you trust more? LeBron James, or what, I guess, do you trust more? LeBron James' health, the Wizards, or no, LeBron James' health, the Pacers to win 2 games against the Sixers, or Bryson DeChambeau winning the PGA?
Okay, so LeBron's health is 1. DeChambeau to win this weekend in Keel Island is 2. And the Pacers to win twice against Philadelphia is 3. The Pacers are bad, guys. They're going to be without LeVert probably for most of that
that's
series,
a big loss. Huge loss.
They're just not any good. And last night was just more of a product of, Charlotte gets down 16. It's like, all right, well, let's just go home. Go home. They didn't care last night. So I don't see Indiana having a real chance to beat Philadelphia twice in that series, unless if the Sixers have that syndrome that the Celtics when they won their first title, where they can't win a game away from home. But look, we're talking about a half full Bankers Life Fieldhouse if that's the series, where the Pacer fans I know just want the season to be over and they want the coaching staff can. So I don't think that fan base is going to provide much of an oomph. And look, once you're down 2-0 in a pandemic season, I don't know what the effort's going to be on an overmatch team.
At least it's not Bankers Club Fieldhouse, because that's really bad liquor.
Then never.
Yeah.
That's a deterrent.
Hey, let me ask you this, man. In your honest opinion, and money being on the table, is this Brooklyn team healthy enough right now to really, be in the playoffs and be that major factor that everybody's thinking they're going to be? Are they healthy enough at this point going into this playoff to beat a Sixers team?
Yes, because I only think they need 2 of the superstars to beat most teams that are out there.
Wow, even the Sixers?
That would be tight because you have to win 1 game in Philadelphia where the Sixers don't lose. That's where that gets a little dicey.
They're not as bulletproof as they were 2 years ago, even last year before the
right. But they're still an elite home team now. So it's still tough to win there. I mean, look, by the time that series is played, got to imagine that building's going to be closer to 75% full as well. So you're going to get it closer to a raucous Philadelphia crowd for those 4 games. The thing is, Barrett, even if you take out one of the big 3, that offense is just so ridiculously explosive that it's really hard to shut them down 4 times out of 7. So I look, the Nets are the very worthy favorite, even with the questions with their health. And Durant is still, to me, the best player in the Eastern Conference for the playoffs. He wasn't during the year. That was Joel Embiid. But for the playoffs, I still would rather have Durant over anyone. So that would be what I would lean. I have Brooklyn over Philly in Eastern Conference Finals in my pre-playoffs predictions. I have that series going 6. Nets taking one of the first 2 and then winning their 3 home games. So that would be the way I say it. But Philly, to me, the one thing that could lead to a Philly Eastern Conference championship is Milwaukee taking 7 to beat Miami and then pushing Brooklyn to 7 or beating Brooklyn in a long series. And the Bucks or the Nets just don't have a lot left, because regardless of who Philly draws coming out of the 8 game, they're going to beat them in 5 max. And then the Knicks Hawks, the Sixers own the Knicks. I think the Knicks are winning that series against Atlanta. So that will be a 5-game series where the Knicks play Philadelphia tough for 5 games, but in the end, the Sixers will win that series in 5 and have a lot more gas left in the tank over the other teams.
Is your hat an indicator of a long shot at the PGA, or are you taking Ricky Fowler at plus?
Because if you said yes, then we would just forget everything you just told us over the last 11 and a half minutes.
So look, Harry, this is a very difficult field to handicap for the win market, because obviously Rory has the course history, but we're talking a decade ago at this point, basically.
Yep.
So that's really tough, and Rory's obviously in great form right now. He won 2 weeks ago and looks like himself again, which is something we haven't seen in over a year. Especially basically his pre-pandemic stoppage was the last time Rory looked like himself. So, I would be looking at top 20 markets out in Vegas. So I'll get back to Vegas tonight and be able to bet this. I can get a plus price top 20 on Hovland and Justin Thomas, which was stunning to me. I'm going to take those 2. I'm going to take Tony Finau top 20s because he doesn't win, but he finishes in the top 20 in majors. So this is just a really difficult handicap to win market. If you made me bet it, I probably would bet Justin Thomas to win, but I don't have the numbers too short. That's the big issue there.
Hovland plus 110 is a top 20. Price.
Yeah, I think he's just playing so well. If you get a plus price top 20, I think you just grab it.
Well, here's where you actually have to do a little bit of, and it's not that nobody here is doing it. I'm just for the people out there. This is where you have to mine and find not value in a different book, but like custom bets that certain books will offer. Because I have in front of me 2 different, essentially top 20 finishes for Morikawa or for Hovland and Morikawa each at plus 200. I can also get Morikawa at a top 20 finish at plus 400 because of the combination. So any 4 of, and then they give you 4 golfers, top 20 is going to get you anywhere from plus 200 to 400. So, for example, any 4 of JT, DJ, Morikawa. Oh, I'm sorry. It's any 4 of that group. That's where I was. The first one, though, is any each of, like either of or any of any, not of the 4. So any of them making a top 20, that's not bad if you can get it at plus 200 to kind of put it. Now, I would throw this one at you. I can get McIlroy or Rahm, which is essentially John Rahm, if you don't trust McIlroy here. Get that McIlroy or Rahm to win is at plus 450. So you've essentially, if you like Rahm that much, can double down on that as well. But if you like JT and if you like Morikawa and if you like Spieth, you can pretty much wrap those guys in. Like any 4 of Spieth, JT, Schauffele, Morikawa, and Berger is plus 275 for those guys to finish top 20.
I just like hearing him say Morikawa.
Yeah.
Well, I'm never going to say it. That's how I think. So screw him.
I will say the one concern.
I want to hear Morikawa say my name, and then I'll tell him. All right, that's what I always say. You get my name right the first time, then we'll talk.
So
be
I
happy
will
I'm
say,
getting Schauffele right.
I will say with Morikawa for this week, though, I'm curious to just see how much of last year's win was just the fact that he was basically playing a home game last year in San Francisco at Harding Park. Obviously, the course you can't get much different than what we saw a year ago.
I just need a
in
top
San
20
Francisco.
from a guy to hit his irons consistently, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
no,
that's all I need.
look. He's the
Hold
best
on.
iron.
Before you make that point, hold on. We're going to take a quick one here on the network. We'll wrap the hour coming up next on Sports Map Radio Live on the JAKIB Media YouTube page. Like, share, subscribe, the notification bell. You don't want to miss a second here as we're back in 3. All right, go ahead, bud.
Oh, sorry. So first off, I'm going to be walking towards the Penguins here, so we may have a little commotion behind me. But
I mean, here's the thing. Do you like DeChambeau? Like, do you like him at all? This not to win it. I don't give a forget winning it. But can you make an argument for Bryson top 5, top 10, top 20? Because at that point, I feel like there are going to be golfers like him, popular names, Rory as well, Justin Thomas, that are going to be worked in multiple custom bets where you can basically take him with a couple of other guys thrown in there, but you're essentially banking on Bryson or JT or maybe even Rahm in this case.
I'm curious on what Harry says here because I don't think this is a great course for DeChambeau.
I don't either.
Well, last week was supposed to be a great course from him, and he screwed the you-know-what.
Yeah, I didn't take him last week either.
Look, I don't like the way that he's looked the last few weeks anyway. So I don't know. I would steer clear. I would steer clear of him in any of those markets. I'm curious. I got to look at it because some of the Vegas books do yes/no props on top 10s, top 20s. I wonder what the no on the top on the top 20 is for him.
Oh yeah.
Because I wouldn't be shocked if he either A, misses the cut, or B, you get a scenario where he's out of it, and we have seen this with him before. If he's out of it, he'll just try to hit the ball as far as he humanly possibly can in the final round and go out and shoot 76. And then you get yourself like a finishing 38.
I got him at plus 333 to miss the cut. Just put a half.
Yeah,
that.
I like that. I like that.
Where'd you get that, if you don't mind me asking?
FoxBet had that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, to miss the cut. There are a bunch of ones. Now, I mean, you can get guys like Westwood and Woodland pretty much even money. Schwartzel, Scott, Day.
Schwartzel's playing golf right now.
That's the thing.
He's looked good.
10.
Yeah.
To miss the cut. So that's to miss the cut, which was a little surprising. Now, here's one for you. All right. I'll throw this out here at you guys. And there's only a value play. This is it. It's called the big guns versus the field. So the field is everybody at minus 350, and the big guns are McIlroy, Rahm, Spieth, or Thomas. So you can essentially get one of those 4 guys at a plus 240 return. You're essentially now, if you like Thomas to win it, you might as well, I'll just take Thomas to win it. But that's where you get at least 3 other guys.
Oh, so you get all 4 of them.
You get all 4 of them. Exactly.
At a plus price. That's pretty good.
Do you like that, Matt?
Yeah.
I mean, who of that 4 do you like the most?
Justin Thomas.
You didn't even hesitate.
Nope.
Well, Spieth was a little up and down last week. I don't know how much you factor that in.
Yeah, I mean, I like him a lot too, but I like Justin Thomas.
I think Harry and I are lock and step on JT here of the big dogs this week. Again, would it shock me if Rory wins? No, it wouldn't shock me at all. He's in great form and he's obviously won there. So we'll see what happens.
Middle on the Sports Map Radio Network.
Presented by Rocket Mortgage.
Live from the O'Reilly Auto Parts Studios. Here's Eytan Shander, Barrett Brooks, and Harry May.
All right, we got to let Jeff get back to the zoo stuff before he gets in trouble with his girlfriend's family and all. On your way out, we mentioned, because I was on FoxBet, finding those odds for the PGA, and I got to give a shout to Michael Calabrese, the Action Network local guy here on the main line, as he reminded me that Gonzaga lands another gigantic recruit earlier this week, and FoxBet still has them hanging at plus 850.
Yeah, go ahead and bet that.
Championship.
Go bet it.
Yep.
I pounded it 2 times. I have 2 different bets on this thing.
Yeah, no, go bet it. Go bet it again, because I will say this. I know it's still odd to me that in 2021 the #1 prospect in the country is a dude named Chet, but Chet is so good, and he's going to be a top 5 player right away in the entire country. So that team's just going to be so good again.
All right, brother. Icy
right.
and a pretzel. That's what you're being told to grab. Enjoy
Yes.
They cleared a cougar exhibit.
I'll do my best, guys.
Enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself in my hometown, Jeff.
There you go. Jeff Parles.
Wow, I kind of get the sense he's a little whipped.
Yeah, hold on. We'll talk about that coming up in overtime.
If you missed any of today's show on the JAKIB Media channel, listen to the podcast on your way home. Available on YouTube, Apple, and Spotify. The savoring taste of a good bag of beef jerky is so enjoyable at any time of the day, as long as you can find it. Here's what we suggest. Pure Bull Beef Jerky is our answer, and soon it will be yours. Locally produced in the Philadelphia region, this high-quality, healthy protein snack is easy to secure. Go to steersnacks.com, and you'll see hot garlic, tropical heat, Pure Bull dry rub, and our favorite, Huck and Fod. What's that? Huck and Fod. Go now to steersnacks.com.
In the Wildwoods, our free beaches are spacious and welcoming with plenty of room to spread out. Your seat will be waiting for you when you're ready to visit. The Wildwoods, creating cherished family memories for generations.
Attention women of South Jersey and the Delaware Valley. Sign up right now with Our Lady NRA instructor Nayara Andrzak, who will teach you gun safety as part of this 3-hour safety class, which is being held at Delaware Valley Sports Center in Philadelphia. For information, drop an email to info@DelawareValleySportsCenter.com. That's info@DelawareValleySportsCenter.com. Learn the fundamentals at Delaware Valley Sports Center. You can't miss.
Are you looking for a place to track your action, purchase picks, and share your sports betting analysis with the gambling community? Check out JAKIB Sports, a social media platform with an unparalleled experience catered for the sports betting community. On the JAKIB Sports app, you can track all your NFL, NBA, and college basketball picks while getting real-time updates and injury reports all in one convenient place. Start building your following today and stand out amongst your friends by downloading the JAKIB Sports app on the Apple and Google Play stores. Let's cash some tickets and put it on Book It.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Union 98, is a proud sponsor of The Labor Show with J. and Krause every Saturday night from 6 till 8 p.m. IBEW Local 98's highly trained and superbly skilled electricians are the best in the business, setting the highest safety standards in the electrical industry. So when you're planning your next industrial, commercial, or residential project, choose an IBEW Local 98 union contractor. Learn more at IBEW98.org.
All right, overtime here, and before we get out of here, might as well do it before we forget. Do you have any? I just locked in based on your conversation with Jeff. Do you have any strong, like 2 or 3 top 20 or higher plays that you can give the world here? Because it is it's a pretty big event here, the PGA Championship. So
yeah, I like Patrick Reed in the top 10 at plus 300.
Okay, that's aggressive. I like it.
I like Cam Smith at plus 400, top 10. And for some reason, Berger and Cantlay stick out to me to win this goddamn thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're going to get some great return on that one.
I took Jordan Spieth over DeChambeau in a matchup, and I took JT over McIlroy in a matchup.
Oh, look at you. You're going a little deeper. Okay. I thought you were going to give us something on the exterior, but nobody can. That's great.
Yeah.
All right. So I'll give you what I got here. Schwartzel top 20 at plus 333. Answer top 20 at plus 210.
Yep.
Finau top 20 at plus 140. And Hovland top 20 at even money.
Yeah.
And then DeChambeau to miss the cut at plus 333. But I like your plays better than mine.
What is Hovland's top 10 number? Because it's got to be like plus
pretty good
275
no,
plus
it's
3.
Be minus.
No, not a top 10.
Top 10 or 20?
10.
Oh, I don't know why I thought you said 30.
No.
10. No, top 10 for Hovland is 210.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, I stopped a little short on that. You stopped short of my wife. A little short on that.
That's a great Seinfeld reference there.
Let's see. That was it.
Yeah. Now, Parles. Let's get back to Parles. Do you get the sense that he is a little whipped?
Why he was on with us for like 20 minutes, man.
No, I don't mean that I'm glad he came on. I mean, good on him. But I'm just saying, like, he steered clear of that Cougar comment, like it was the plague.
He ran, he fleed.
Yeah,
like the Cougar was chasing him. Like she was
seriously,
right?
Wow, I'm gonna have to.
I'm having no parts of that.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
All right, well, bet that. Do you think it was him ignoring the comment, or how much of it was like, all right, I've been on already with these guys for 20 minutes and I'm getting looks. Let me just get out.
That was at the beginning of the conversation.
I gave it to him at the beginning, too.
Yeah.
And he was like, whoa.
Yeah, he was like, I hate to do it to you, Harry.
Yeah.
Harry, I hate to do it to you, but I am not doing that.
Wait a second. I didn't realize that you brought it back.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I revisited it.
Full circle.
As only I can.
Right. And you should have hit him with it. You know, I hate to do it to you again, but... You know what I'm saying? You staying away from that tiger prod or
right. I mean, they don't have a good big cat exhibit there. I mean, come on, man.
There's got to be.
Yeah.
Every zoo has a big right? Even the St. Louis Zoo.
He got a little red, man.
Well, I didn't realize I missed it the first time, and I didn't realize that you brought it back like that.
Oh,
so
yeah.
No wonder why he seemed a little off this interview. He
did. He did.
He's preoccupied.
The live audience was staring down on him.
Yeah.
Right. What's he going to say next?
The stream was in his head. I think
some people, when the bright lights are on, they can't perform, man. They get a little scared, man. You know what I mean? You know, you got to come with your A game. He didn't give me his A game this time.
So you dropped Gonzaga twice now, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
850.
Wow.
I'll hedge the hell out of it like I did this past year against Baylor, but they have a kid that should be better than Suggs.
Chet Holmgren.
Pretty good. Yeah.
Chet Holmgren is 7'1".
What?
Yep.
Yeah.
Top recruit in the country.
Top recruit in the country. He's from Minnesota.
He signs with Gonzaga.
Yeah.
So what should have happened is Gonzaga should have dropped pretty significant after that because they don't lose. Now, I think after this year, they're expected to lose. I think they had one strong recruiter that's gone, so they may not have as strong of a pipeline there. But for a team that pretty much walked their way in, at least to the tournament, and then in the championship game, you know, they get exposed. That's different, but they should not be plus 850 to win the championship. They should be at like 600, 650, something like that, because it's college, right? And we see it's not like, oh, it's a rookie. It's not a rookie in the NBA. Especially on a bad team where if it's like LeBron even, it's going to take a long time to get something moving there. But in college, we see this all the time where an 18-year-old or a 19-year-old freshman can walk in and make a significant difference from day one, depending on how good that kid is. So that's what I'm saying is the odds do not reflect what should be a heavy favorite. That's all.
Well, you know, look at the kid. He looks like he belongs there already.
Yeah.
I'm looking at this kid like, whoa. And, you know, he's 7'1", but it's not like he's goofy. He is not a goofy looking 7'1".
No.
Yeah.
You know, most kids 7'1" look goofy, like they're, you know, like their feet aren't connected to the rest of their body. This kid can handle. He's got handles. He's got 3-point present. This looks like the next what's his name? Not Garnett, but KD. This is like the next KD.
He's like a stretch 5.
Right. Yeah.
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 We already see those difficult matchups. Like it took the final game of the year for Drew Timme to disappear.
Right.
Like it's going to take a good, strong, solid crew to erase people like they did in the championship game. I don't know. It seemed a little weird.
Yeah.
All right. I got a bunch of stuff here to pay attention to before we get out of here. Tomorrow, we'll do it all again on a Thursday. Get you ready for the actual NBA stuff that truly matters for the weekend. I took the Marlins and Phillies. I took a draw, first inning result. I laid a little juice on this, but trust me, if you work it in a parlay, it's fine for you. You've got Rogers and Eflin, no score in the first inning, minus 143. Again, play that with something else. Also, Phillies minus a half of run in the first 5. I think just because Eflin is going to get the better of that lineup over Rogers, so I like the Phillies at least up a run in the first through 5, and also 1 through 5. I took the Phillies on the money line at plus 105. Because
wow, you're all over the fills.
Well, I think Eflin. I'm really high on Eflin. I parlayed tonight the Memphis Grizzlies money line with the Lakers at -5.5. So that's going to get you a return at plus 196. And then I'm still waiting on yesterday, man. I need this under 5. I just need these 3 because the first 3 of that 6-leg parlay round robin part of me was crushed. Wizards lose. Under 8.5 White Sox, Minnesota. I'm down 4-4 going into the 9th. And then the Islanders lose. So I need the under 5.5 for the Caps Bruins, Grizzlies on the money line, which I played earlier, and the Lakers on the money line. So if I can get those 3 tonight, under 5.5, Grizzlies and Lakers, I won't lose as much on the round robin. You know,
do you write all that down? Where do you keep all that information, man?
Right in his phone. It's in his phone.
It's all on the app. You see?
Yeah.
It's the app. If the Fox Bet app goes down, I'm screwed. Look, I'd rather Twitter go down. I'd rather lose my wallet at this point than the Fox Bet app go down. Because I have a lot tied, including money, on this damn thing. All right.
How much minutes screen time is logged on the Fox Bet app for you in a day?
Well, here's what I'll do. A lot of times, if like I'm walking the dog and there's no show to watch or something like that, I'll play slots. So I'll let the slots go. I tell you, I have a theory on this, right? Where if you win, right, and you push back, like if you win, let's say you win $100 on a bet, and then you go and you play $100 on the slots. I have a theory that the algorithm recognizes you're taking winnings and spending it elsewhere, and you're more inclined to win on slots if you take winnings and you stay inside the app as opposed to keep betting on sports and doing it separately. I could be 1,000% wrong, but it works in my brain. It's a placebo. There we go.
Wow.
Yep.
Man, that was really deep.
That's what you asked for.
That was really deep.
My fault.
Wow.
Yeah, my fault.
My bad.
I sent you that screen cap. Remember when I was texting you guys dreams do come true and all that
Right,
stuff?
right.
Oh,
yeah.
I won $1,000 off the slots. What do you want from me? You want me to stop? You want me to no longer play the slots?
Well, I feel like McNabb after I threw a worm burner. I'm just like, oh, my bad. My bad.
Look, dreams can come true, Harry. That's all I want the stream to know. Okay. All right, we're out of here. It's overtime. Book It Sports, Birds 365 tomorrow at 8. Like, share, subscribe, do it all. We'll see you tomorrow.
Are you looking for a place to track your action, purchase picks, and share your sports betting analysis with the gambling community? Check out Book It Sports, a social media platform with an unparalleled experience catered for the sports betting community. On the Book It Sports app, you can track all your NFL, NBA, and college basketball picks while getting real-time updates and injury reports all in one convenient place. Start building your following today and stand out amongst your friends by downloading the Book It Sports app on the Apple and Google Play stores. Let's cash some tickets and put it on Book It.